Welcome to the LBS Financial Credit Union Pyramid for the 15-mile rivalry as Long Beach State men's basketball faces off with Cal State Fullerton. I'm Bruce Kuntz alongside JayDe Beaudry, and you are listening to 22 West Radio, broadcasting live at 88.1 FM KKJZ HD3 Long Beach. Long Beach State is looking for revenge tonight. They were rolling through the middle part of January before Cal State Fullerton dragged their momentum to a halt with a 10-point win in Orange County. That started a losing streak that has since extended to 5 for the Beach. Despite the skid, Chris Acker's squad is only a half game back of the 8th seed and a trip to Henderson for the conference tournament. They'll be getting a boost tonight as they look to move up the ranks. Freshman guard Gavin Sykes is making his return after missing the last 3 games with an ankle injury. JayDe, this Titans team dominated the pace of that last game. How can the Beach look to control this one better in front of the home crowd?
Well, simply put, Bruce, there is one man who will look to lead the comeback charge tonight, and that is the aforementioned freshman phenom, Gavin Sykes. He's missed 3 games, but he played through injury in the second half in that game against Fullerton and was far from his best here in the Pyramid when he played 39 minutes when UC Santa Barbara came to town. When Sykes has been on the floor and 100%, he has been spectacular, breaking all kinds of records and leading the Beach in scoring with 18 points per game. However, the questions tonight are how healthy is that ankle on 2 weeks of rest, and how much does the young man from Sacramento have in the tank?
Even though Gavin Sykes was not out there for the last game, the Beach did get a couple of big performances to step up. Despite the loss at UC San Diego, it was a close game. Shaquille Bender had his second straight game with 22 points. Petar Majstorovic had 19, and Rob Diaz finished with 18.
It's all about the pieces who are going to step up around Sykes tonight. We don't know how many minutes he's going to get, but Shaq Bender has been on a tear through those past 2 games. Not only is he scoring efficiently, he has been shooting lights out 51% from the field in his last 4.
Long Beach State taking on Cal State Fullerton in a rivalry matchup. The Beach were in black at home for their rivalry game. Cal State Fullerton in the same gray jerseys they wore down in Orange County in the last matchup between these 2 squads. We'll take you through the starting lineups. Rob Diaz, Cole Farrell, and Gavin Sykes, the backcourt for Long Beach State. Leopold Levalon and Petar Majstorovic, the 2 forwards in the starting lineup. For Cal State Fullerton, they've got Davis White, Josh Ward, Christian Williams, and Jefferson De La Cruz Monegro as the 4 guards in the starting lineup, and then Kendrick De Luna as the 1 forward.
Josh Ward is the man to watch tonight. He tore up the floor against Long Beach State in Fullerton. 21 points, 9 rebounds, and a career-high 4 steals. A big reason why Fullerton got off to a hot start and did not look back. Look for the Beach to try to shut him down early and often in this matchup.
Jump ball about to go at center court. It's up, and it's won by Kendrick De Luna for the Titans. So it's Cal State Fullerton with the ball to start the game. 1 dribble and a pass over on the wing, De La Cruz Monegro. He swings to White on the right side. He goes to the corner. Williams, 1 dribble, now moving with the left hand. Passes back out to the wing for Ward. Ward, jab step, guarded by Farrell, goes back over to Williams. He gives right to De Luna. De Luna finds Ward back cutting. He gets it poked loose. It's on the ground. Still fighting, and then Petar Majstorovic comes away with it. It's a steal for the Beach. Rob Diaz takes across to begin Long Beach State's first possession. Petar Majstorovic gets a pass on the right wing. Swings to Farrell over in the corner. Petar moves into the post. Farrell instead passes up to Levalon at the top. Leopold passes off to Rob Diaz. He steps back straight on 3. No good off the back iron. Elevating for the rebound is Jefferson De La Cruz Monegro.
And a near identical start for the Beach. He went on a 13-0 run against UC San Diego in La Jolla, forcing early turnovers, but they were unable to capitalize. Ultimately led to their demise in the second half.
It's Ward on the left wing. 1 dribble with the right hand. Now moves inside the arc. Gets it stripped again. Rob Diaz with a steal this time. He takes right across onto the right wing. Crosses over. Leopold sets a screen. Diaz crossover again. Passes off to Petar Majstorovic. Passes in the corner for Farrell. Petar sets a screen again. Farrell on the right wing. Crosses over, looks towards the post, but instead passes to Levalon. Levalon, the step through, hands off to Rob Diaz. He moves to his left. Short corner, picks up his dribble. Back up to the wing for Majstorovic. 7 to shoot. Passes off Farrell. Takes the 3. No good again off the back iron. Long rebound comes out for Ward. Joshua Ward trying to go coast to coast. Euro lays it up. No good off the glass. Rebound for Rob Diaz.
2 steals and a stop for the Beach. Excellent on defense, but they have not put the ball through the net yet.
Rob Diaz trying to move to his right, gets denied, passes off to Leopold Levalon. Couple of dribbles, now a spin move into the paint. He goes up strong off the glass and finishes. The Beach are on the board with 2 points from the freshman.
Finally, Long Beach are able to capitalize off that defensive pressure. It's the freshman making the most of his inside move, little spin and finger roll into the cup.
De Luna hand off to Ward, then gets the ball right back in the post. Back to the basket, hands off. De La Cruz Monegro moving to the corner. Pump fake, gets his man off the ground. They pass around the wing now. White goes to the corner for Williams, into the post for De Luna. Back to the basket, 1 dribble, picks it up. Back out for Ward. Moves around the screen, going baseline. Floater, no good, barely kissed the rim, but deflects all the way out towards the sideline. It's a long rebound for Jefferson De La Cruz Monegro, and another chance for the Titans. White passes off. Williams, long 3 from the left wing. No good, off the back iron and high up over the backboard. That's out of bounds. Beach get it back 2-0.
4 straight stops for the Beach. Almost a reversal of fortunes from last time these two teams played when Long Beach had 6 turnovers in the first 6 minutes and couldn't get their offense going. It's still only Long Beach 2, Fullerton 0 though, as this defense needs to lead to some offense quickly.
Just about 2.5 minutes in. Rob Diaz in front of the logo, gives to Leopold Levelon on the right wing. Leopold with the only 2 points so far, picks up his dribble, hands back to Diaz, moves around the screen, takes the mid-range jumper, hard off the back iron, no good. No call, a foul. I think Leopold Levelon was able to draw it. It goes against Cal State Fullerton. It's Christian Williams who's getting called for the foul on the defensive glass.
When the offensive spacing for Long Beach looks a little bit different to start this game than it has in games past. Levelon, the lone man in the paint, able to draw contact on the rebound attempt and get the foul. Fresh 20 for the Beach as well.
Diaz inbounds up to Levelon. Dribbles twice and gives to Diaz on the left wing. He's got a switch against the big man. Drives, kicks out. Pedar gets his man off the ground. Here's a straight-on triple air ball. It'll bounce out of bounds. Pedar pump faked and had his defender flying by, stepped to his left, but then couldn't get the shot to go.
Now Long Beach is going to turn up the heat on defense, going into a full court press, still only ahead by 2.
2-0, 17 minutes and 12 seconds left in the first half. Davis White, the inbounder, Long Beach pressing. Inbound goes to Williams, and then the Beach back out of it. The true freshman, Christian Williams, dribbles across, hands off to White. White gives to Ward, our leading scorer, now passes off to Williams. Williams guarded by Diaz, gives it on a bounce to De La Cruz Monegro. He slides through, pump fake, steps through, lays it up off the glass, no good, a lot of contact, but no whistle. Handoff goes to Gavin Sykes. Pass over to Rob Diaz. He's got space, so almost took the 3, but then passes out. Straight on 3 for Sykes, it's good. Gavin Sykes is back on the floor with his first 3 points.
Welcome back, Gavin Sykes.
De Luna quickly on the other end, gets stripped, and I believe they're going to call a foul against Rob Diaz as he stepped over to try and poke it loose. Indeed, it's a steal against Diaz as Fullerton moved quick down to the other end of the floor.
Off the 3 from Gavin Sykes. You said it best. Long Beach a little slow to get back, and now Fullerton are going to...
Full hockey shift coming up.
I was going to say, Bruce, this is something we see in the Olympics right now. A fresh 5 coming onto the floor for Fullerton.
Not often you see that, only 3 and change into the game. We've got 16 minutes and 39 seconds left in the first half. Full 5 of subs onto the court for the Titans. It's Bailey Nunn inbounding, goes up to the wing. Landon Seaman dribbling up at the top of the key. Seaman back to the basket, now steps through, drives onto the block, getting doubled, passes back out. They swing along the wing. Now left side. Here's a 3, no good from KJ Harris. Rebound goes to Gavin Sykes. Still 5-0 Long Beach State. Sykes passes over to Isaiah Lewis, fresh in the game. Lewis gets a screen from Majstorovic, finds him rolling. Pedar goes up through a lot of contact, doesn't get it. Second chance, up and through, plus a foul. Pedar Majstorovic got his own offensive rebound and finishes the second time. He'll go to the free throw line with a chance to give the Beach an 8-0 lead.
Majstorovic went up wild off the entry pass. The screen and roll from Lewis gets him in the air, gets his own rebound through 2 gray shirts, and goes back up strongly. Now he has a chance to head to the line to complete the 3-point play.
And I'll say, as Pedar steps up to the free throw line here, 79% on the year, Gavin Sykes not looking too comfortable, favoring that right ankle that has held him out the last 3 games. There's a missed free throw, and they're going to call a foul against Leopold Levelon. So it is still 7-0 Long Beach State, and something to watch for Gavin Sykes as he limps into the backcourt.
Yeah, limps is a nice way to put it, Bruce. He is really favoring that left ankle right now. This is a guy who, before getting injured, was playing 32 minutes a game, the most on this team, and he is really struggling to get into this full court press right now.
Inbound goes up to Henderson. He gives right back for Bryce Cofield. True freshman now driving, trying to go coast to coast, and he lays it up and in, splits the defense, and some immediate 2 points to get Fullerton on the board. Isaiah Lewis gives to Pedar Majstorovic. Beach still ahead 7-2. Leopold Levelon finds a back-cutting Gavin Sykes. He lays it up and in. Good vision. True freshman to true freshman gets the Beach lead back to 7.
Sykes cuts from the corner, puts a hand to the ear, and the point guard finds him.
Triple from Bailey. None on the other end. Nothing but nylon. The 6-foot guard wide open on the right wing, and it's a quick 3 for the Titans.
And this second 5 is responsible for all the scoring at the moment. They've cut the deficit to 4. Long Beach leads 9-5.
Shaq Bender, back-to-back 22-point games, has it. Gives off to Leopold Levelon. Levelon passes to Lewis on the left wing. Jab step, then Levelon sets a screen. Moves to his right. Passes off to Levelon. Cutting along the baseline. Throws it up. Not even close as he went to the ground. Rebound goes to Cofield. Long outlet. Up to Nunn. He passes to the corner. Driving baseline now. Harris back up to Nunn. On the wing, he slows it down a bit. Gives to Cofield. Cofield driving with the left hand. Pump fake got a couple off the ground. Back out. Straight on 3 from Seaman. No good off the back iron. Pedar Majstorovic elevates for the board. 9-5 Long Beach State, 5 minutes in. Isaiah Lewis passes to the top of the key for Leopold Levelon. Handoff to Gavin Sykes. He hesitates, passes off to the right wing. Wide open triple. Petar is good. Masturovic knocks down the three. The Beach are ahead 12-5.
And after dishing the assist, Gavin Sykes signals to the bench he needs a break, he needs a sub, but he's not going to get one here. Fullerton pushing to the front court.
Pass to the corner. Nunn moves up to the wing, gives off to Seaman. Marking some salmon pink shoes. Seaman on the left wing, crosses over through the legs. Handoff goes to Harris. Harris takes the mid-range jumper. No good, way too strong there. Bad miss. Isaiah Lewis has the rebound and takes it across himself. Lewis, the backup point guard for the Beach, was the starter to begin the year. Now off the bench, mid-range jumper as he falls out of bounds. It rolls around and sinks through. Isaiah Lewis with a difficult jump shot, and the Beach lead by 9. Cofield quickly, other end, lays it right up and in. Drove right past Gavin Sykes, who does not look to be 100%.
Yeah, Sykes is not looking comfortable or happy at the moment. Called for a sub a few possessions ago. He's still on the floor now, hands on his knees in the corner as the Beach set up their next offensive possession.
Went straight to the corner, not looking like he wants to be involved in this play. Doesn't look comfortable by any means. Shaquille Bender on the left wing. Screen from Petar Masturovic. Crosses over to his left. Now goes back to the basket on the left block. Bender. Bounce pass. Finds Levelon cutting. And he lays it up and in. Good vision from Shaquille Bender as he picks up the assist.
And the Beach are back up by 9.
Cofield quickly going out of control to the other end. And he's able to draw a foul. Cofield was trying to split 3 defenders there. And as he went to the ground, it's a block against Petar Masturovic. Will send us into the media timeout. 16-7, Long Beach State. Titans will have the ball.
And as both teams head into the timeout, Gavin Sykes limps back to the locker room, does not give any high fives, does not get into the huddle. He is in pain, and it looks like the Beach will need to find a way to keep this lead without him for the rest of this first half.
Not a good look as Sykes has missed the last 3 games with that right ankle being injured. Now he limps back to the locker room early on in the first half. Still a good start for the Beach, 16-7 on 22 West Radio. Foul went against Long Beach State into the break, so it's Cal State Fullerton ball. They trail by 9.
Yeah, besides Gavin Sykes heading back to the locker room here early, and he's now back on the bench after getting some treatment. The story has been Long Beach's defense through these first 7 minutes. Long Beach has forced 2 turnovers. They've put Fullerton a little bit off balance, a little bit off rhythm. They have not been able to capitalize off a single one of those turnovers, though. 2 forced, 0 points off. Long Beach look to change that here in the back half of this first half.
It was a shooting foul called against Petar Masturovic as Cofield was driving. So 2 free throws coming up for the true freshman. Whereas Cofield was a teammate with Bryce James, among many other flashy names, including the Beach's own redshirting freshman Jaden Alexander last year at Sierra Canyon. Hits the first free throw.
Yeah, Bryce Cofield was on the bench for the first 4 games of the season. Then he started 16 straight. Was dropped for that game against Long Beach, back to the bench, but in the 6 games since, averaging 5 points a game, he's been a solid contributor for this Titans offense.
Cofield's second free throw, no good off the back iron. Masturovic able to reach out and grab the rebound. 16-8, Long Beach State, doubling the score just under 7 minutes in. Petar Masturovic gives off to Isaiah Lewis. Shea Johnson Jr., fresh in the game, comes up to get a pass. 1 dribble, handoff to Shaq Bender. Now, but Johnson was rolling but hesitated, and Bender throws it out of bounds.
Yeah, and Chris Acker not happy with Shea Johnson Jr. perfect screen and roll action, got the big man open. Johnson Jr. just did not have his hands up in time, and the pass was right above his head.
And he hesitated just a moment to not be caught in stride by Bender's pass. Titans on the other end. Pass goes into the post for Seaman. Short corner on the left side. Now backing down on Shea Johnson. Right into the post. Throws it up with the left hand. And the scoop layup is good off the glass. Nice finish from Landon Seaman.
Landon Seaman just puts Shea Johnson Jr. in the spin cycle and cuts the deficit to 6.
Cole Farrell on the right wing. Crosses over as the Titans have moved into his zone. Pass into the post. Majstorovic throws it up and in as he went to the ground. A good find from Shea Johnson Jr. up at the top of the key. 5-on-4 if the Titans hurry. Bounce pass, and Seaman drills it right in. Petar Majstorovic was on the ground behind the play, and nobody helped him. Shaquille Bender, quick three on the other end. No good. Rebound comes down for Jaden Henderson.
And this fast pace of play benefits the Titans, one of the freest scoring offenses in the Big West. They want to speed the beach up.
Bailey Nunn passes off to Seaman. Now a double screen. Seaman passes into the corner for Harris. Right back to Seaman. Back to the basket on the right block. Passes to the left wing. Henderson moves around a screen, moving to his right. Picks up his dribble. Passes back out on a bounce for Bailey Nunn. 5 to shoot. Pump fake from Nunn. He crosses over, splits a couple defenders, and they'll call a foul against Isaiah Lewis as he was on the ground. Our officials tonight, it's Bill Vinovich who's making that call, an NFL veteran official. You may know the name. Deron White and John Jenkins Jr., the other two referees.
That's a huge missed opportunity for the Beach. They had Bailey Nunn dead to rights, but Cole Farrell and Isaiah Lewis at the top. It's Farrell who leaves his feet first. Isaiah Lewis then loses his. They both go to the ground, and it gives Fullerton a fresh 20 on the shot clock, and there was less than 5 when the foul was committed.
8 minutes into the game, 18-12, Long Beach State. Bryce Cofield picks up his dribble, passes off to Nunn, goes to the corner for Henderson. He drives baseline with the left hand, spins around, and they'll call a travel before he got the fadeaway jump shot off. With the sub-12 media timeout, 18-12, Long Beach State.
Jaden Henderson, a little bit of happy feet there in the short corner, goes for the turnaround jumper, but can't set his feet in time. It's another missed opportunity for the Titans, who were only down by 6, although Long Beach have dominated the opening proceedings here in the Pyramid.
Cal State Fullerton fighting back into it, though. They've hit their last 3 shots from the field and cut the lead down to 6. 18-12, Long Beach State on 22 West Radio. Gavin Sykes is back on the bench for Long Beach State during that timeout, was bouncing around on his toes. Looks like he's still trying to stay ready, so he could be going back in here at some point.
Gavin Sykes, who's missed the last 3 games with that right ankle injury, is itching to get back onto the floor. But Chris Acker has to keep a level head here. Yes, he's one of the best freshman scorers in the country, but the Beach also need him later on in the season. They can't afford to aggravate that injury early on in this 15-mile rivalry.
Still 7 more regular season games to go after tonight, so the season still has some runway left to go. Beach ball out of the timeout. Bender inbounds to Isaiah Lewis, and then Cal State Fullerton backs out of their press. Lewis dribbling tightly contested by Bailey Nunn across the half-court line. Crosses over a few times, then hands off to Cole Farrell on the left wing. Farrell gives it on a bounce to Shea Johnson. Guarded by Seaman. Now they're going to call a violation against Seaman, I believe.
Actually,
no, it's off the ball. KJ Harris gets called for a hold.
Yeah, it's Harris working against Mastorovich, and now look who's back. Gavin Sykes
checking back into the game.
He's going to replace Shaq Bender, who's had a solid start to this one, but has not got on the scoreboard. 5 minutes, no points for Bender.
Sykes back out there. Running the play for him, but he doesn't make space. Shea Johnson rolls and slams it in. It was a deep screen for Gavin Sykes. He got doubled on the wing. Shea Johnson had a wide open lane, rolled right to the basket and slammed it through. Quickly, Bailey Nunn throws it up and in. Nice finish from the junior Nunn on the other end to get the 2 points right back.
And all 14 of Fullerton's first 14 points have been scored from players who came off the bench in that 5-man substitution. It's only an 8-point deficit for the Titans.
Shea Johnson Jr. one dribble, handoff to Isaiah Lewis. Getting doubled in the corner, picks up his dribble, passes out of it, back to Johnson. He goes to the other corner, skip pass, driving, Farrell, baseline, gets fouled. There'll be a couple of free throws for the junior transfer from Portland State.
They're going to get Bailey Nunn, who had gotten blown by Cole Farrell. Stuck an arm out, trying to prevent another big-time jam. And it's an easy call for the officials to make.
Farrell only shooting 63% from the free throw line this year.
Farrell is scoring just 6.5 points per game in his last 4. Has 6 games this season where he scored 10 or more points. He's been a crucial cog in this offense all season long, playing about 20 minutes a game.
Made the first free throw. Farrell has usually this season been deployed as the guard that starts the game on the floor, but oftentimes isn't out there at the very end. Second free throw, no good off the back iron. Rebound came down for De La Cruz Monegro. Cofield takes it across, pass to the wing for Henderson. He takes the triple, no good, too strong. Now they're elevating, but it comes loose, and Rob Diaz comes away with the ball for Long Beach State. Diaz on the left wing, passes off to Mastorovich. He swings to the corner for Farrell, takes the triple, long and off the back iron, right back for Henderson. Seaman takes across quickly for the Titans, dribbling, handoff, moving around the screen. De La Cruz Monegro finds Seaman cutting. He goes up strong off the glass and finishes right over Gavin Sykes.
And that was the play design. Titans get the mismatch. Sykes working against the 6'8", 220 graduate forward Landon Seaman.
21-16 Beach. Farrell passes to Shea Johnson Jr. Got encouraged to move it from Chris Acker on the sideline. Rob Diaz now with the ball. Passes to Mastorovich. Top of the key. He gives off to the right wing for Sykes. Back up for Shea Johnson. One dribble and a handoff to Farrell. Moves around the screen. Cole Farrell right at the free throw line. Picks up his dribble. Now goes into the post. Shea Johnson Jr. 2 to shoot. Steps through a couple. Throws it up off the glass. And good. It rolled around and then finished. Shea Johnson Jr. with a high difficulty shot.
I don't know how that one fell, Bruce. Off the backboard, off the front iron, and somehow he got the friendly roll.
He didn't throw it up there like he thought it was going to go down. But Shea Johnson Jr. with 4 points now. Nunn moves around the screen in the painted area. Throws it up and no good off the glass. Had a layup there but couldn't finish it. Off a nice move to get open. Diaz passes to the corner. Farrell hesitates. Now driving baseline. Crossover behind the back. Spin move onto the block. Takes the mid-range jumper. Gets a foul and puts it in. Cole Farrell finishes through contact. He'll have a chance for 3.
And another circus shot somehow falls for the Beach. Farrell feels the contact first. Goes up. Twists his body around to face the basket. And I think that's a hook shot, Bruce. It goes off of his right hand and catches nothing but net. Long Beach up by 9. How in the world are Long Beach getting these shots to fall?
Clean finish from Cole Farrell. He's going back to the free throw line. 1 for 2 tonight. Shea Johnson Jr. now subs out with Leopold Levelon coming back in the game for the Beach. Farrell makes this free throw. He's got 4 points in the last few minutes. Taken across quickly, De La Cruz Monegro inside the three-point line. Now picks up his dribble on the left wing. Gives off for Ward back in the game. Ward passes to Cofield. They swing to the corner for De Luna. De Luna hands off to Williams. Moves around the screen. Williams now the mismatch against Levelon. Goes into the post. De Luna working on Dallas Washington fresh in the game. Spin move. Huck shot with the right hand. No good. Doesn't fall. Good defense that time from Washington to get a contest up there. Rob Diaz on the other end. Screened from Levelon. Diaz moves to his left. Passes off to Leopold at the top of the key. Levelon looking for a handoff. Gets it to Gavin Sykes. Sykes pulls the 3. No good. Off to the right. Was a tight contest there beyond the three-point line. Bryce Cofield takes across. Passes to Williams on the wing. His 3 no good. Ward gets the long rebound. Top of the key. Ward crosses over and now he'll slow it down.
Joshua Ward yet to score in this game. Very rare he's at this point in the first half without a bucket.
Cofield driving into the painted area, throws it up, no good off the glass, but then they'll call a foul after Cofield was already on the ground. Bill Vinovich blowing his whistle. We'll get a couple of free throws for Bryce Cofield.
Bryce Cofield, as the aforementioned Sierra Canyon graduate, wasn't just along for the ride alongside the James brothers. Averaged 13 points and 6 rebounds in his senior season, was the defensive player of the year for Sierra Canyon and a 3-star recruit coming into Fullerton. Decided to stay in Southern California and play for Dedrick Taylor, who in his 13th season at the helm of Fullerton wanted to build a culture of winners. Bryce Cofield is that to a T.
The foul there went against Leopold Levelon. His second personal as Cofield makes the first free throw. Beach will make a sub with Levelon heading back out. DMX coming back into the game. Has had very spotty playing time this year through a couple of injuries. Also had a departure to play for Team Indonesia in the Southeast Asian Games at one point. This will be the 15th game that DMX has appeared in.
And his first since January 24th.
Cofield makes both free throws, and then he'll sub out. Davis White back in the game. Beach also make one more sub. Cole Farrell to the bench with Shaq Bender back on the floor. It's 26-18 Long Beach State, 8 minutes and 40 seconds to go till halftime.
It's been a while since we've seen Xaviero in the game. He's going to immediately go head-to-head with Kendrick DeLuna down on the baseline. DeLuna, the 6'10" junior forward.
Rob Diaz passes to DMX. Right wing, Xaviero. Dribbling twice, now hands off to Diaz. Moving to his left, Diaz steps through into the key, and then his pass gets picked off. Moving on to the other end, Williams passes off to Ward. Ward back out to the top of the key for DeLuna. Hands off to Williams, pass over to Ward. Now to the corner. Shot is good. Three-pointer for Jefferson De La Cruz Monegro. From the left corner, he's cut the lead down to 5.
Long Beach led by as many as 10 just 2 minutes ago.
Shaq Bender up to the top of the key for Washington. He drives, passes back out. Bender pulls the 3 from the wing. It's good. Shaq Bender through the closeout of Joshua Ward. Titans bring it up quickly again. It's Ward with the ball as they trail by 8. Pass to De La Cruz Monegro, top of the key. He drives and draws the foul. Washington with a hand check as he was driving to his left.
Man, Long Beach with a bigger lineup in the game with Dallas Washington alongside Derek Michael Xaviero. 2 6'10+ guys down there in the paint. And Cal State Fullerton, not the biggest team. They're going to look to invite contact as often as possible. And Long Beach has seen their lead evaporate here. Only up by 8, trying to keep the Titans at arm's distance here in the closing stages of the first half.
Long Beach shooting 60% from the field so far. They're ahead 29-21 on 22 West Radio. Long Beach State ahead 29-21, 7 minutes and 48 seconds to go till half.
Foul sent us into the break, and Fullerton are 1 foul away from entering the bonus. Long Beach State will want to play some smart defensive basketball here off the inbound.
Ward inbounds straight to the corner. White steps back, then gives off to DeLuna. He skips pass over to De La Cruz Monegro, who lost it out of bounds, and it's going back to Long Beach State. Dribbled it right off his thigh and then out on the baseline.
Yeah, Gavin Sykes pulls the chair on De La Cruz Monegro in the corner, and the guard just loses the handle. Possession back in favor of the Beach.
8-point lead for Long Beach State. Rob Diaz across the half-court line. They're guarding to his right. Passes off to Gavin Sykes. Sykes in front of the logo, swings to Bender. He takes the three way strong off the glass before it hits the rim and misses. Christian Williams has the rebound. Outlet up to Ward. He passes back to Williams. Now to the corner for De Luna. De Luna hands off to Williams. Williams steps through, passes up to the top of the key. De La Cruz Monegro drives, but lost it again. Gavin Sykes has the ball. Might have been a block there for DMX if he caught a piece.
I believe he did.
Gavin Sykes passes off to the left side for Rob Diaz, up to DMX at the top of the key. He gives off to Sykes, moves around the screen. Sykes passes to Washington, jab step. Now Washington still with the ball, hands off to Rob Diaz. Diaz over to DMX, pass to the right side for Sykes, screen on the left. He moves around it, takes the three, no good. De La Cruz Monegro flies in for the rebound.
Back-to-back possessions for the Beach with the shot taken in the exact same spot on the floor. Both Sykes and Bender just could not get their follow-through all the way down.
De La Cruz Monegro on the right wing, moves around a screen, now passes into De Luna. De Luna up to White. Now White lost the ball. It goes out of bounds off of Fullerton. Davis White with a turnover of the same variety that Williams had, or De La Cruz Monegro had just a moment ago. Beach still lead by 8, and they get the ball back.
And Long Beach will make the change. Out go the two bigs, Washington and Derek Michael Xaviero. Back in comes Shea Johnson Jr.
Petar Masturovic also back on the floor for the Beach. Gavin Sykes with the ball on the left wing, guarded by Williams. Petar working for space in the post. Sykes still with it. Now he looks in and gets it to Petar. He gets doubled right as he receives the pass. Ward backs out of it. One-on-one now for Petar. Backing down on White into the key. He gets blocked as he tried to go up with a right hook. Ward moving quickly onto the other end. Goes up strong. Gets blocked by Bender. Right there to get it, though, is Cofield. Titans still with the ball. De Luna driving. Spin move. Almost lost it. Pass back out. White straight on triple. No good off the front of the rim. And then Rob Diaz steals the rebound right out from White. Was a long one coming back out to the three-point line. Pass to the corner for the Beach. Driving baseline. Sykes throws up a floater and gets it to fall. Gavin Sykes moving well there as he extends the Beach lead to 10.
Gavin Sykes automatic. He's got 7.
Cofield left wing. Moves around a screen, right into the paint. Spin move, getting double teamed. Passes back out for Ward. Wide open three from the wing. No good. Didn't fall, but an offensive rebound for De Luna. He's backing down on Diaz. Throws it up high off the glass and falls. Had the height advantage and is able to finish with the right hand.
And that breaks a nearly 3-minute-long scoring drought for the Titans. And after the bucket falls, Dedrick Taylor runs nearly towards half court to call a timeout. And he has some words for the Long Beach bench as he gathers his team.
I think that was for Shaquille Bender. He collided there with Davis White right in front of the official, and both Bender and White looked like they had some words for each other. That was when Dedrick Taylor stepped in and continued the conversation. Now both teams go into their huddles.
Yeah, Dedrick Taylor, let's talk a little bit more about him. In his 13th season with Cal State Fullerton, he's the winningest coach in Titans history, but he's had a rough go of it these last few years. Rewind to 2022, and in that 2023 season, those were the 2 years that the Titans made back-to-back appearances in the Big West Championship game. Since then, though, it's been all downhill for Fullerton. Last season, 6-26 overall, just 1-19 in Big West play. This year, though, they've changed up a lot of stuff in the way their program operates. They are changing up their culture. After last season's dismal finish, they have instituted mandatory team dinners, mandatory matching gear on game days, and Wednesday labs to communicate and work out any kinks. It's led them to a 7-6 record so far, Bruce, and with a win today, they are going to be hunting down not just an appearance in the Big West Championship, but possibly a bye past that first round.
8-point lead for Long Beach State. They've got it out of the timeout. Isaiah Lewis running the point, takes it across, passes it off to Bender. Bender moves to his left, tried to pass to Shea Johnson. Pass got tipped, but then he got it back. Shea Johnson swings over to Sykes. He drives baseline, skip pass to the other corner, driving around. Lewis lost the ball. It's a steal for Ward. Titans get out to push the pace. Henderson on the left wing gives off to Ward. He passes over to Williams. Long three, nothing but nylon. Christian Williams with a long triple, and the Titans are within 5.
Williams hits his first shot from the floor, was 0 for 2 from beyond the arc before draining that one.
Isaiah Lewis gives off to Shea Johnson. Passes the right wing for Gavin Sykes. Moves to his left. Passes to Petar Masturovic. Masturovic gives to Lewis. Lewis looking into the post towards Petar. Instead keeps the ball. Passes up to the top of the key. Now Johnson lobs into Masturovic. His up and under layup is good. Assist goes to Shea Johnson Jr.
And that is the exact play that was not working in Fullerton a few weeks ago. A long entry pass over the top to Masturovic, who fights off 2 defenders and finds the finish.
De Luna gives to Cofield. He crosses over to the left hand, drives to the block. Fadeaway jumper is good.
Oof.
He's had the scoring touch early. Bryce Cofield already with 9.
And that was his most buttery finish of the night so far. Gives a little bump and grind to Mastorovic and finds space just inside the elbow.
33-28 Beach. Isaiah Lewis gives to Petar Mastorovic. Height advantage over Christian Williams. Mastorovic steps through, drives to the right block. Fadeaway jumper and a foul gets called as he lost the ball out of bounds. I think it'll go against Christian Williams.
And I don't believe they're going to call.
It does go against Christian Williams as he was defending Mastorovic.
And that's going to put Long Beach 1 foul away from entering the bonus. Long Beach has led wire to wire here in the first half, but this lead has had ebbs and flows, as many as 10, now down to only 5, under 4 to go.
33-28. We'll be right back on 22 West Radio. Petar Mastorovic going to the free throw line now. Long Beach State in the bonus. There's also a shooting foul. So Petar makes the first one.
Mastorovic, born in Serbia but moved to France as a child. His father, a professional basketball player, also his mentor. Long Beach State was the first team to contact him when he was looking for a place to transfer to, and he's made the most of his time at Long Beach State so far. The Syracuse transfer has been outstanding, especially on the offensive end this season.
Makes both free throws. He's averaging north of 15 points per game. It came off the bench for Syracuse last year. Hand off to Williams. Now they swing along the wing. Cofield now takes the mid-range jumper from around the free throw line. No good. Isaiah Lewis has the rebound. The Beach wanted a foul against Seaman on the offensive glass, but didn't get it.
Mastorovic boxing him out, doing a great job.
Gavin Sykes on the left wing, passes to Shea Johnson. Almost lost his footing there. Now Shea Johnson crosses over, gives off to Petar Mastorovic. Left wing Mastorovic calls for a clear out. Backs down on Joshua Ward. Fadeaway jumper along the baseline is good. Nothing but net as Petar makes that one look easy.
And that's textbook. Petar shoots that shot 100 times before and after every game. It's money every time.
Seaman passes the Ward. He drives baseline up and under, layup, and a nice finish through two bodies up in the air to contest it. Ward able to evade him and lay it in with the left hand.
And Ward is on the board. That's his first shot. Was 0 for 3 previous to that. Nice move inside.
Bender looking for a pass. Gives in to Mastorovic. Another fadeaway jumper, and it's good again. Petar is heating up for Long Beach State, and their lead's out to 9.
It's all in the flick of the wrist. Long Beach up 39-30.
Williams around a screen, gives off to Seaman at the top of the key. Seaman steps through, Down on the right block, spin move into the paint, fadeaway jumper for him. No good off the back iron. Isaiah Lewis with the rebound, then a collision, some friendly fire in the backcourt, but him and Petar Majstorovic both stay on their feet. Petar gets the ball now, getting doubled, but a foul will go against Joshua Ward to stop the play.
Yeah, Joshua Ward has not had his best game, or really his average game so far in this first half. Joshua Ward, a guy who's averaging 14 points a game, second on the team in rebounding, averaging 3 assists per game that also lead the Titans. He has been held quiet and scoreless until just a few seconds ago. He's 1 for 4 from the field, only has 3 rebounds and 2 assists. This is a guy that tore up Long Beach State in Fullerton with 21 points on 7 of 11 shooting. Titans are going to need to get him going if they want to close this now 9-point gap.
Petar shooting a 1-and-1. First one good, so he'll shoot again. 3 for 4 from the line now tonight. Petar Majstorovic already with 16 points.
And this is a reversal of fortunes for Majstorovic, who had just 8 points in 27 minutes on the road in Fullerton, with just 1 for 2 from the line. Really struggled to get going early, and that was to the detriment of the Long Beach offense as a whole.
Petar will sub out now as he makes the second free throw. That was really one of the stories of that game in Fullerton. It was clear the Titans had a game plan to shut down Majstorovic, and it worked to a T. Not so far tonight. Ward driving with the right hand, throws it up off the glass and gets a foul. Can't finish, but it'll be 2 free throws for Joshua Ward.
Yeah, and off that second free throw from Petar Majstorovic, the Beach extend to their largest lead of the night so far, leading 41-30 now. That could be chipped away at very easily through these final 2 minutes and 11 seconds, as Fullerton are in the bonus and by and large are a very good free throw shooting team.
The pace that the Titans like to play at lends themselves to second half comebacks. They're always playing fast no matter what. Joshua Ward makes the first free throw.
Joshua Ward, the transfer from Palm Beach Atlantic, 15 points per game last season, along with 5 rebounds and 4 assists, was all SSC second team, leader of a Sailfish squad that had a decent season, but he's made the move to Fullerton and he has excelled.
Makes both free throws here. So it's down to a 9-point lead for Long Beach State, 41-32. About 2 minutes to go until halftime. Cole Farrell on the right wing. Beach pass it along. Bender back up to Diaz at the top of the key. Back cutter, Farrell goes to the corner. Bender back to Diaz on the right wing this time. Long Beach looking to break the zone for the Titans. Pass again to Bender. Back to Diaz. Looks in. Now drives and kicks to the corner. Bender takes the 3 and gets it to fall. The Beach could not find an opening in the zone, but Bender makes the 3 at the end of the shot clock anyway.
Bender with his second triple, and Long Beach get a little bit lucky. No inside-out action. It's all around the perimeter, but Bender still makes the Titans pay.
Santa Cruz Monegro drives with the left hand, steps through, passes back out to the wing. Ward takes the 3 and gets it to fall. He responds with a triple of his own, and the lead's back down to 9.
That's the Joshua Ward we're used to seeing. A quick twitch and a quick trigger from the wing. Cuts the deficit back down to 9.
Rob Diaz gets a screen from Dallas Washington and passes off to Washington on the left wing. He gives over to Bender. Bender looks towards Dallas, setting up in the post. Now tries to swing the pass down there. It does get through. He lays it up and in, plus a foul. Shaq Bender with a no-look pass. Looked like it surprised everybody, but Dallas Washington was able to secure it, then laid the ball in and got a foul. He'll go to the line.
What a find from Isaiah Lewis. Fires the pass through 2 sets of arms, and now Dallas Washington is able to find the finish.
Bender picked up the assist.
Oh, excuse me.
He's been passing flashy through this first half, JD. There's been a few of those no-look and quick bounce passes as Bender looks like he's been feeling it.
Shaq Bender's looking like a point guard. Not his traditional position, but as you said, Bruce, he has made some plays in this game.
Dallas Washington misses the free throw. He's under 50% through his freshman season from the line. Henderson secured a long pass in the corner and gave off to Ward, who drove and lays it up and in. The Beach all wanted to travel against Henderson on that long pass, but did not get it. 46-37, under a minute to go till half. Bender driving, and a foul gets called as he lost the ball. It'll be free throws for Shaq Bender.
Shaq Bender will get a chance to head to the line, but as soon as we mentioned Joshua Ward's name, he really came to life. He's responsible for the last few buckets for Fullerton, now up to 9 points after his last layup falls to the net. And after the break, there'll be Long Beach shooting free throws, still trying to keep the Titans at arm's length. It's not always about how Long Beach starts games, it's about how they finish. No more true with that statement than down in La Jolla just a few days ago when they started the game on a 13-0 run, but allowed the Tritons to come all the way back and lost it late by allowing UC San Diego to get to the free throw line inside the last 5 minutes. Yes, Long Beach State are up by 9 right now. Yes, they're playing well. Yes, they're shooting 62% from the field, but there's still a whole half of basketball to play. And Fullerton have proven that they're not really a second-half team. They are a first-half team that plays well into the second half. They're looking to stack momentum here down the stretch.
Long Beach State called a 30-second timeout before Shaquille Bender goes to the free throw line. The 76% free throw shooter on the year. It's been an interesting season for Bender. Transferred in from Manhattan and has been the sixth man for much of the season. In that game at Cal State Fullerton, Bender had an early exit, got led into the locker room by one of the Long Beach State members of the coaching staff. There was some tempers flaring in a huddle, and he had to hit the showers early. Bender makes the first free throw here. He's been able to bounce back from that, as we've said in the broadcast. Back-to-back 22-point games before this one. Bender's got 7 points right now as he shoots a second free throw.
And Bender, at his fourth school in 5 years, began his collegiate career at Fullerton College, where he went 32-1 as a sophomore as part of a high-scoring offense.
Made both of them there. 48-37, Titans back on offense. Got a 17-second difference between the shot and game clocks. De La Cruz Monegro on the left wing, one dribble, passes off to Ward. He takes the three, no good, too strong, but an offensive rebound for Williams. His floater is gonna fall. The 6-foot freshman guard, Christian Williams, elevated over the crowd to get the offensive rebound and then finish the second chance bucket. Shot clock is off. 13 seconds to go until the half. Rob Diaz in front of the logo, steps back. Now 8, Petar Majstorovic gets a pass. Moving towards the corner, pump fake, steps through a couple, then his pass gets picked off by Henderson. 2 to shoot. Henderson, Euro step, layup is good, ahead of the buzzer. The Titans get a quick 2 before heading to the halftime locker room. It's 48-41, Long Beach State.
And Fullerton show a lot of fight to close out that first half, and that's because they know a deficit at halftime really does not suit them this season. They're 10-1, Bruce, with a lead at halftime. They're 2-10, 2 wins, 10 losses with a halftime deficit. They're trailing by 7 right now, and they're going to put up a lot more fight in this second half. This game is far from over, and Fullerton have to be a little bit disappointed with the way they started this game. They let Long Beach State get out to an early lead. They didn't find their form really until late in that first half. And you can better believe in that second half, as soon as it begins, Fullerton will look to speed up Long Beach on the defensive end, something they were able to do at home but have not been able to do yet here on the road.
Long Beach State scoring efficiently, 62% from the field, and they're also passing well, which lends to that high efficiency scoring. 11 assists in the first half for Long Beach State. Petar Majstorovic with 17 points already. They led by as many as 12, but Fullerton within striking distance entering the final 20 minutes, a 7-point lead for the Beach.
And the man everybody has their eyes on tonight, Gavin Sykes, after exiting early with some ankle aggravation, returned to the floor, played 16 of the 20 minutes in that first half, put up 7 points. He's another big reason the Beach are looking so good on offense. His floor spacing, even when he's off the ball, is outstanding. He allows his teammates to get open. Gavin Sykes' basketball IQ, along with his scoring, are both off the charts. Expect to see a lot more of him if he's 100% and ready to go in that second half.
48-41, Long Beach State ahead by 7 into halftime. We'll be back in about 13 minutes for the second half of the 15-mile rivalry on 22 West Radio. Second half getting underway between Long Beach State and Cal State Fullerton. I'm Bruce Kuntz with JayDe Beaudry. You're listening to Long Beach State men's basketball on 22 West Radio, broadcasting live at 88.1 FM KKJZ HD3 Long Beach. It was efficient shooting from the floor that got Long Beach State to a 48-41 lead into the final 20 minutes.
Yeah, 62% from the floor. That's one of Long Beach State's best half splits of the season. As for Cal State Fullerton, not too shabby, shooting 47% from the field, but early turnovers and an inability to get their offense going is what has them behind at the break. Joshua Ward leads the team with 9 points, but Cal State Fullerton have not played well when down at halftime this season. Just 2 wins and 10 losses when facing a halftime deficit. However, they came out of the locker room, got into their layup lines, every single guy getting to their spot, making their shots. Expect Cal State Fullerton to start the second half much as they ended the first with a lot of fire in their belly and a lot of love in their heart for this comeback effort they're going to need.
Petar Majstorovic was a huge standout in the first half, 17 points on 6 for 9 from the field. Last time these two teams played, Petar was limited to just 8 points on 3 for 6, so he's been able to get much more involved this time around. Gavin Sykes on the right wing as the Beach get the first possession of the second half. Pass goes to Cole Farrell. He's guarded by Ward. Farrell dribbling on the left wing, crosses over a couple of times, now goes through the legs, back to the basket, passes back up to the top for Levelon. He gives off to Rob Diaz. 5 to shoot. Diaz gives over to the left side. Farrell pulls the 3. No good. Too strong. Coming down with the rebound is Davis White.
Long Beach get the ball moving around the perimeter, but there's no good quality look that comes from it. Now Fullerton can set up their offense.
7-point lead for the Beach. De La Cruz Monegro hands off to De Luna. He gives to Ward. Ward passes over to the wing. Swung to the corner. Pass over to the right side now. White almost lost it out of bounds. Pass into the post, gets picked off by Rob Diaz. The Titans were out of sorts that time. Diaz quickly onto the other end. Steps through, lays it up off the glass. No good, but Cole Farrell follows and finishes with a dunk. A put-back slam for Cole Farrell. Puts the Beach ahead by 9.
And Kendrick DeLuna got caught napping in the paint. Cole Farrell says, "Excuse me, I'll take this slam." Beach back up by 9.
Had to adjust midair too as it rolled around on the rim for a moment, but avoids the offensive interference and gets the bucket. Ward on the other end hesitates, drives into the painted area and lays it up and in. Split a couple of defenders again. Ward has that quick burst to drive off the dribble, and he trims the lead down to 7.
Ward up to double digits. Only 4 games for him this season where he scored less than 10. He was the catalyst of a late run in the first half.
Gavin Sykes throws a pass over to the sideline, and it'll go out of bounds. He was being taken down to the ground, Sykes, in the painted area. So he just let a pass loose. Cole Farrell was starting to drive. If he had stayed put on the wing, the pass would have got there, but instead it flew over his head.
Yeah, it was Davis White and Jefferson De La Cruz Monegro both applying pressure. One thing Fullerton have done well throughout the first half and here to start the second is collapse on the paint, allowing Long Beach nothing inside the painted area, forcing them to take outside shots. Long Beach has shot well. They're going to continue that in the second half as that Titans pressure is not going to let up.
Pass over to De La Cruz Monegro. His 3 is good. The Beach had a miscommunication going there on the defensive end. Anthony Santos got up from the bench alongside Chris Acker to yell out some instructions. The Beach didn't seem to understand it, so De La Cruz Monegro had a chance at the 3 and knocked it down. 50-46. Leopold Levelon with the ball getting poked at. Dishes off to Majstorovic. He's driving. Spin move. Goes up off the glass. No good, but gets a foul. It was a tough chance to even just get that shot away, but it'll be 2 free throws for Petar Majstorovic.
And Majstorovic, after busting loose on a spin move from the wing, had an opportunity to kick it to the corner and find the extra pass. Instead, goes at it alone into triple contact and gets the foul. Long Beach, though, have seen their lead trimmed to just 4. Every bucket in the second half is going to be critical with that loss in La Jolla from a few days ago still fresh in the minds of this team.
Petar misses the first free throw. He's now 4 for 6 tonight.
In that game against UC San Diego, Majstorovic had 19 points. He was solid, but could not score down the stretch. A big reason why Long Beach let a late lead slip to a UC San Diego team that has struggled this season.
Majstorovic makes the second one. 51-46. Ball goes back to the Titans. Christian Williams moves across quickly. Sets up on the left wing. Picks up his dribble. Gives it on a bounce to Ward on the left side. Ward now pushing off, and a foul gets called as he went to the ground and lost it out of bounds. Cole Farrell gets called for a block.
Yeah, Farrell just gets ahead of Ward there, beats him to the spot, but then gets called for the foul as Ward stumbles, loses the ball, and hits the deck.
Chris Acker can't believe it.
In an argument very briefly with Bill Vinovich, who tells the head coach that I made the call, it's going to be right, and it's now Titans ball.
Williams takes the three off the inbound pass. No good from the corner, but then it gets lost out of bounds off of, they're going to call it off of De La Cruz Monegro. It looked like it was off of Gavin Sykes to me with the naked eye. De La Cruz and Monegro is asking for a challenge. Dedrick Taylor will oblige. So it's a challenge for Cal State Fullerton as they look to get this ball back.
From our vantage point, Bruce, I think the call is pretty clear. Gavin Sykes had De La Cruz Monegro boxed out just outside the block and got there first. Monegro taps Sykes on the arm. The ball goes out of bounds. This should be Titans ball off the challenge.
So they're going to get together for a review, and we'll take a quick break on 22 West Radio. (51-46), Long Beach State ahead by 5 in the 15-mile rivalry.
Yeah, things are starting to get a little tense here inside the pyramid. A healthy crowd on hand. 2,134 bodies in the building tonight. There were 2,400 at Titan Gym a few weeks ago, so similar crowds, but Long Beach will want to keep these fans on their side throughout this second half.
It was a successful challenge. The ball goes back to the Titans, inbound to Williams. They swing along the wing. Gets back to Williams, now goes to the corner. De La Cruz Monegro, pump fake, drives baseline. Fadeaway jumper is good. Got a little push off of Gavin Sykes to create some space, and then he knocks it down.
And in the face, too. No problem. Fullerton has cut the deficit to 3. 51-48 Long Beach lead.
Rob Diaz on the left wing. Passes off to Levelon at the top, gives right back. Diaz now goes on a bounce to Majstorovic. Back to the basket, back to Diaz, pump fake. Still with the ball, looking back towards Pedar and gets it there again. Majstorovic, fade away. A really tough shot, and he gets a foul. Got hit as he was fading away out of bounds. I think it was Cofield defending him there. Indeed, it's Cofield that gets hit with a foul. Pedar with a fadeaway from the short corner will get a couple of free throws.
Yeah, nobody in foul trouble here early on in the second half, and Pedar Majstorovic, only one personal foul against him. That time, a bit of a 50-50 call for the officials. Majstorovic lowers the shoulder, invites the contact, but gets the friendly call and will head back to the free throw line.
First free throw good. It was the second personal there against Bryce Cofield. Nobody on either team with more than 2 fouls.
And Majstorovic creeping up on his career high here. 19 points, a chance to make it 20 now from the free throw line. There's still 17 minutes to go. He scored 25 against Cal Poly not too long ago in the gold mine. That's still his career high to this day, but that could change tonight in the 15-mile rivalry.
Makes both free throws here, so Pedar is up to 20 points. Still 17 minutes to go. Joshua Ward up at the top of the key, passes off to Williams on the left side. He swings to De La Cruz Monegro. Right wing, gives off to De Luna up top, hand off to Ward. Joshua Ward wraps around, kicks back out to the wing. 3 from Williams is good. Christian Williams knocks down the triple from the wing. The Titans are within 2.
The Titans shooting well, now 75% from the field in the second half. It's been lights out for the Titans.
Gavin Sykes clearing out. Shea Johnson Jr. passes off, but a foul gets called off the ball. It was Pedar Majstorovic who was fighting with Jefferson De La Cruz Monegro. It's Fullerton who gets called for the foul.
And off the inbound, Long Beach will go, it looks like, into a 1 low, 3 high look with Mastorovich as the low man.
Rob Diaz, the inbounder, lobs it up. Shea Johnson Jr. elevates, but Ward pokes it loose. It's a steal for Fullerton. Ward on the other end gets rejected. Shea Johnson Jr. sends it out of bounds. So off the turnover, Johnson at least prevents a quick bucket on the other end. The ball will stay with the Titans from the baseline.
Chris Acker has his head in his hands. That was an unforced, ugly turnover off the inbound. Johnson is the safety valve, but he gets pipped to the ball by the 6'1" senior guard. Shea Johnson, he's 6'10", atones for it with the block on the other end. But Fullerton, in a one-possession game, could tie or take the lead here.
Only a 2-point deficit. De Luna up top for the Titans. Gives off to Ward, who has it poked out of bounds by Lewis. Ball stays with the Titans from the sideline.
Yeah, the guard play also something to watch here in the second half. Isaiah Lewis, 2 points in 9 minutes. Rob Diaz, a starting guard tonight, has not scored in his 15 minutes of action. They trade places. It's Lewis on the floor now.
Inbound goes to Joshua Ward. Screen from De Luna on the right side. He passes off to Williams. Right back to Ward. Pass around the wing. Cofield now drives with the left hand underneath the basket. Pump fake. Throws it back out to De Luna on the wing. Now he's driving onto the block. Throws it up. No good off the side of the backboard. Rebound for Petar Mastorovich. He gets the run, but it's poked loose. Steal for the Titans in transition. Williams on the other end. Bounce pass to Ward. He goes up strong. Dishes off. De Luna goes off the glass, but a foul gets called. Don't know when the foul was there. I think it'll go against Isaiah Lewis in the painted area. It might be when Ward was elevating before he passed out.
They might get Lewis for 2 different infractions here. It's going to be up to Bill Vinovich on what he wants to call. It's either Lewis denying the pass or the layup from De Luna, but either way, Long Beach now has not hit a shot from the field in the last 3 minutes. Fullerton are only down by 2, and this game has taken on a whole new pace as well. Long Beach, a few ugly turnovers in the last few trips down the floor. Mastorovich tries to get out and run. It's poked loose by De La Cruz Monegro. This is not Long Beach State style of play to go out and run and gun teams into the ground. That's what Fullerton does. That's what they've done all season. It's what they did to Long Beach in the Titan Gym a few weeks ago.
That pace has changed here. Bill Vinovich did step over to the officials' table to give a quick look at that last play. It appears the call will stand, but we're in the sub-16 media timeout. Exactly 16 on the clock, 53-51 Long Beach State.
Yeah, and the scoring has also improved for Long Beach State. They've scored 53 points now. Long Beach didn't break the 50-point barrier in the Titan Gym until there was 5 minutes and 44 seconds left in the second half. There's still 16 minutes here to go in the pyramid. Long Beach has had a much improved performance thanks to Petar Mastorovich, thanks to Gavin Sykes, who has still been on the floor here in the second half, although he hasn't really gotten on the ball. It'll be Long Beach State who need to continue to up the ante here, as this is a rivalry game. This is a little bit of a different atmosphere, and we heard from Chris Acker after that game a few weeks ago that Long Beach State came out and they were not ready to play, and that really was the bottom line. Acker wasn't happy. Shaq Bender wasn't happy. Nobody in the locker room was happy. And really, in the game since then, Long Beach's offense has looked one-dimensional. They've been put out of games early, and they haven't been able to close gaps late. We saw it against Hawaii here in the pyramid a few games ago. We saw it against UC Santa Barbara before that. Long Beach now has played with the lead for the majority of the second half and the first half. They have not trailed in this game yet. And you have to feel like if Fullerton do indeed take the lead, that'll be a huge momentum shift, not only for this game, but perhaps for this season, that Long Beach State need to turn around, especially with the other results around the Big West tonight.
Long Beach State took a 7-point lead into the halftime break, but now it's been cut down to only 2. I have to admit that the feeling is similar to how it felt from the tip in Fullerton, with Cal State Fullerton just dominating the pace of play, quick up and down the floor and cutting down that deficit. The Titans are shooting 10% worse than the Beach from the field, but they've gotten off 9 more shots. That's been enough to close the gap. 53-51, 16 minutes left.
Yeah, and also crucially, Fullerton is winning the rebound battle. Fullerton, 20 rebounds, Long Beach State 16, and we talked about those other results around the Big West. Hawaii currently up on Cal State Bakersfield. Long Beach will be pulling for the Rainbow Warriors to win tonight. Riverside still leads Santa Barbara, and it's Long Beach who needs Santa Barbara to win to get back into the playoff places. Another big result to keep an eye on. Cal Poly currently closing the gap on UC Irvine. It's the Anteaters who lead 46-40. Long Beach will be pulling for the Anteaters to win tonight against the 5-8 Cal Poly Mustangs. Long Beach right now on the outside looking in. 8 teams out of the 11 in the Big West make that conference championship. Long Beach right now sits 9th.
Kendrick De Luna shooting free throws, makes the first one. So it was a shooting foul with De Luna getting a chance to tie the game with this next free throw. Cal Poly a half game ahead of Long Beach State for that 8 seed, so that's a big game to watch with them playing UC Irvine. Long Beach, if they can get a win here and a Cal Poly loss, would move into the 8 seed. De Luna hits both free throws, though, and we're tied for the first time since tip-off. Isaiah Lewis with the ball for Long Beach State. It's 53-53. Shaq Bender passes off to Shea Johnson. Gavin Sykes wraps around. Johnson still with it. Now gives off to Lewis. Lewis gets screened on the left side, but it's poked out of bounds by Christian Williams.
Yeah, Lewis just loses the handle, takes his eye off the ball briefly, and Williams gets a hand in there to poke it loose. And the energy in this building now is certainly tense as we're all tied at 53.
Shea Johnson gets the inbound pass. Looking for a pass. Now gets it back to Lewis. He moves to his right. Skip pass to the corner. Gets tipped out of bounds. Tried to get to Dallas Washington, but Ward stepped in and pushed the ball out on the sideline. 5 seconds to shoot for Long Beach State.
Yeah, and back to the ball. Joshua Ward sticks his hand out in time, whips his head around as well to deny the pass to the corner. As you mentioned, Bruce, 5 seconds on the shot clock. Long Beach in an adjusted box set shifted to the left.
Isaiah Lewis, the inbounder, right on the corner, and it's a 5-second violation. It was Seaman who was denying the inbound pass, and just not a lot of movement for Long Beach State on the floor. They were all crowded around that wing and corner on the left side, and nobody really moved before the 5-second violation.
Yeah, just a single action inbound play. After everything was covered initially, there was nobody making a secondary run.
Joshua Ward with the ball. The Titans with a chance to take their first lead of the game. De La Cruz Monegro drives, dishes off. Seaman gets his defender off the ground. Can't finish, but gets a foul. Shea Johnson Jr. was way up in the air as Seaman elevated. It'll be 2 free throws for the graduate forward with the chance to give Fullerton their first lead.
Yeah, Long Beach State 3 turnovers in the last minute and 45 seconds. And now with Landon Seaman heading to the line, a fascinating story here. As Landon Seaman, alongside Kendrick DeLuna, were the first 2 men recruited by Dedrick Taylor this season. DeLuna, the lone returner for 2024. Seaman, the first recruit to transfer out of Menlo College.
He made the first free throw, so Cal State Fullerton has fought into the lead. Long Beach State jumped out ahead right after the tip. They've led all the way until now. 6-0 run for Cal State Fullerton. Seaman misses the second free throw, so it's only a 1-point lead. 54-53. Titans ahead of Long Beach State. 15 minutes and 12 seconds to go. Shaq Bender driving, almost lost the handle. Steps back, mid-range jumper is good. Bender almost turned it over, but as he re-corralled the ball, able to hit the mid-range jump shot.
Cuts out a 7-0 run for the Titans and puts the Beach back ahead by 1.
Seaman handoff to De La Cruz Monegro. Getting doubled, but passes out of it to Ward. Now Ward almost got off the ground. Pass into Seaman in the post. He goes to work on Shea Johnson Jr. Spin move on the right block. Half spin, pump fake, half spin again. Now goes up and passes out to the wing. A foul gets called against Shea Johnson Jr. before the pass got away.
Back-to-back possessions now. Shea Johnson Jr. fouling Landon Seaman, and it'll be Chris Acker making changes. It's Seaman who Dedrick Taylor called the shift in this team for last year's 1-19 record to currently sitting 7-6. It's been Seaman who has taken the team on his back, been in charge of recruiting, taking the team on trips. He's going to be a big part of the second half, too, with the Beach only ahead by 1.
Cofield driving off the inbound pass. Lays it up, no good, but gets his own rebound. Pump fake, and then he passes down to Seaman. Spin move on the block, working on level on. Another spin, pump fake, throws up a hook, and gets it to fall. Landon Seaman with the second chance bucket. Gets Fullerton back ahead by 1. Bender, quick 3, other end. Not a good shot there as it misses off the front of the rim. A contested 3 just a couple of seconds into the shot clock. Cofield on the right wing, 1-point lead for the Titans. He drives, Euro step in the paint, and a foul gets called right as level on almost took it away. It's a foul on the floor, but the ball will stay with the Titans.
Another foul against Isaiah Lewis, and you mentioned it's not a good shot for Bender to take on the offensive end. It's because it's a quick shot to take. Long Beach needs to work the clock, work these possessions, not play Fullerton's fast-paced end-to-end kind of basketball here in the second half.
Isaiah Lewis is checking out now with 4 personal fouls. Still 14 minutes and 15 seconds left to play. Inbound goes all the way into the backcourt for Seaman. 56-55 Titans. Seaman dribbling, passes on a bounce to the corner. Ward dribbles up to the wing, now gives it on a bounce back to Seaman in the post. Working on Mestorovich, pushes off. Left hook, no good, air ball along the baseline. It goes out of bounds though, off of Gavin Sykes' shoulder. So it stays with the Titans. Exactly 14 minutes on the game clock and 5 seconds on the shot clock.
Landon Seaman is certainly imposing his presence down low. He's working up against Levelon right now as Fullerton have now tried to shrink the offense. A lot of that first half was played along the perimeter. Now they're working inside, trying to dominate the paint, trying to use the size to their advantage. And it looks like we're going to have a review here to make sure it's Titans ball off the deflected rebound.
Bill Vinovich stepped over to the table to give it a quick look. They're going to bring the players right back out onto the floor.
Pretty clear call there. Gavin Sykes just trying to box out, and the ball bounces off the rim, off of his shoulder, and he can't bring his arm around in time. It's still Titans who lead 56-55.
Joshua Ward will inbound from the baseline. 5 seconds to shoot for the Titans. Gets it on a bounce to Seaman. Seaman now spinning, gets it stolen. Cole Farrell pokes it loose and keeps the ball all the way across the half-court line. Farrell working on the wing, now passes off to Rob Diaz. Goes over to Sykes. Sykes looking for the roller, but instead gives a Levelon at the top. Levelon pushing off a Seaman. Handoff goes to Farrell. Right back to Levelon. He skips to the corner. Sykes up to the wing. Diaz takes the three. No good. Too strong. Rebound goes to Cofield. Rob Diaz still hasn't gotten onto the score sheet. Now 0 for 4 from the field. De La Cruz Monegro drives, loses it off his thigh again. It's a turnover for the Titans, and a nice job down low to strip it by Rob Diaz.
Rob Diaz gets the strip, and Mastorovic just has to play in front. He's the transition stopper so far here in the second half, making sure the Titans don't get any easy runouts, but now every possession becomes all the more important with 13 and a half to go. Every possession needs to count, and Rob Diaz needs to step up. 16 minutes, 6 rebounds, no points for the starting point guard tonight.
6th place Cal State Fullerton against 9th place Long Beach State. Mastorovic pass into the paint. Levelon lays it up and in. Was wide open, and Pedar knew it. He finds the freshman, and the Beach are back ahead by 1.
Patient offense, and Levelon just loses his matchup.
Seaman spin, kicks back out. De La Cruz Monegro sizes up, now puts the ball on the floor, dishes off to Ward. Ward kicks back out. De La Cruz Monegro, 3, no good, too strong. That was a long one there. He couldn't knock it down. Rob Diaz had the rebound, now takes it across. Screen from Levelon. Diaz moves around it, drives, lays it up and in. Rob Diaz with his first 2 points of the night, and the Beach are ahead by 3. Ward quick on the other end, kicks back out to the wing. Here's a 3 from Henderson, hits good. Nothing but net for the Titans, and we're all tied at 59.
2 excellent plays in transition, first from Diaz and then from the Titans, finding the shooter out on the wing, and now Diaz will slow the offensive pace here for the Beach.
He moves to his left, double screen. Diaz still with the ball. Now underhand tosses it to Mastorovic. He passes through the corner. Farrell moves around the screen to his left. Dishes off to Levelon. He drives off the dribble. Layup is going to finish. A nice, strong finish by Leopold Levelon. 61-59. Ward quickly drives on the other end. Lays it in as he falls out of bounds on the baseline. What a finish from the Titans guard, Joshua Ward. Chris Acker trying to get his guys back up off the floor. Here's a 3 from Diaz, and it's good. Rob Diaz knocks down the triple. He's got 5.
Diaz responsible for the Beach's last 5 minutes. A fire drill on both ends of the floor.
Seaman 3, no good, off to the right. Gavin Sykes has the rebound. 3-point lead for Long Beach State, 64-61, 11 minutes and 40 seconds left. Gavin Sykes passes into the post for Leopold Levelon. Back to the basket. He moves into the key, goes up strong and gets fouled. Leopold will get a couple of free throws.
And coming across to double that time was Jefferson De La Cruz Monegro, who Dedrick Taylor brought into this team because he was battle tested. The Valparaiso transfer, really frustrated with that call. Thought he had Levelon dead to rights as the freshman picked up his dribble. Instead, we head to the media timeout with Long Beach up by 3, and the pace of this game is frantic.
This has turned into a back and forth barn burner, 64-61. Long Beach State holding on to a 3-point lead with 11 minutes and 34 seconds to go. We'll be right back on 22 West Radio. Long Beach State back ahead by 3. Fullerton had fought all the way back into their first lead of the night, but now the Beach strike back. It's 2 free throws for Leopold Levelon to try and extend their 3-point lead.
And in that break, heated discussions on both ends of the floor. Chris Acker in his huddle and Dedrick Taylor in his. Both these coaches know what a win tonight in the 15-mile rivalry could do for their teams. And Long Beach, who have led by as much as 12 in the first half, now only lead by 3. They're going to need to make the most of their trips to the free throw line here down the stretch.
Levelon makes the first one, so it's 65-61. The Beach 12 for 16 from the free throw line tonight. You mentioned that huddle for Cal State Fullerton. They were all the way out in the painted area. Those chairs way away from the bench. Leopold misses the second free throw, so he goes 1 for 2, 65-61. Joshua Ward dribbling just in front of the Long Beach State logo. Looking towards Henderson, cutting across the key. Instead it goes to De Luna. Back to the basket, picks up his dribble, hands off to Ward. Moves along the baseline, step back, mid-range Jay, no good. Rebound comes down and almost went out of bounds. Everybody jumped too early. Petr Majstorovic a little slow to his feet behind the play. Rob Diaz dribbling on the wing, crosses over, gets some space, steps through, passes down low to Levelon. Back over, Majstorovic pulls the 3, no good. Ward has the rebound for the Titans.
Solid look for the Beach, and the last man down the floor sets up shop on the wing, just cannot get the triple to fall.
Henderson drive, then he hands off to Ward. Pass up to the top for Nunn. He pump fakes, now passes down low for De Luna, but a foul gets called against Leopold Levelon. That's his 3rd personal. Long Beach State wanted a 3-second violation ahead of the foul.
Yeah, Chris Acker, that's what he was yelling for against De Luna. Instead, it'll have to be a change coming for Long Beach State. Out goes Leopold Levelon. Back in comes Shea Johnson Jr. 4 points tonight in 11 minutes off the bench.
Ward, the inbounder, gets it down low to Cofield. Dribbles back out to the wing. Nunn gives off to De Luna. De Luna, 2 dribbles. Now looking to hand it off. Gets the ball to Ward. Ward gets a screen on the left side. Then passes off to Cofield. Cofield moves inside the 3-point line. Spin move, fadeaway jumper in the key. No good, off back iron. Shea Johnson Jr. has the rebound for Long Beach State. 4-point lead for the Beach, 65-61. 10 minutes and 20 seconds to go. Shea Johnson Jr. on the wing. Keeps the pivot foot, passes off to Majstorovic. He gives to Bender. Bender splits a couple defenders, gets it poked loose, gets the ball back, and then gets fouled. Shaq Bender had a tough job there to keep possession of that ball as he split 2 defenders. He'll get 2 free throws out of it.
Yeah, Bender just saw an inch of space and went for it in the key. And Fullerton, we mentioned it earlier, are collapsing everything inside the painted area. So as soon as he puts the ball on the floor, there are 4 gray shirts around him, able to put up a wild shot and get called with a contact that came down on top of him. So it's 2 free throws here for Shaq Bender.
Bender makes the first one. Low trajectory shot, but it falls. He's had back-to-back games with 22 points before this one. Tonight he's got 11 on 3 for 6 from the field.
Yeah, 17.75 points per game, shooting 51% from the field in his last 4. Tonight, he now has 12.
Makes both free throws here. 67-61, Long Beach State back ahead by 6. They took a 7-point lead into halftime, lost it, but now have almost gained that lead back. Joshua Ward on the right wing. Passes to the top for De Luna. Handoff to Cofield. Moves to the top of the key. Gives off to the left side for Williams. Bounce pass into the paint. Goes right through the hands of De Luna. Majstorovic is there to pick it up on the baseline. He outlets up to Rob Diaz. Diaz hesitates. Drives. Kicks to the corner. Farrell dribble drive. Now he slows down. Back to the basket along the baseline. Up and under layup. No good. It's tipped back out for Williams. Fullerton gets out to run. Williams on the other end. Goes up strong. Gets rejected. Offensive rebound though. Cofield goes up again and finishes the second time.
Fullerton make the most of that transition opportunity. It certainly wasn't pretty. The Beach get bodies back in time, but there to clean up the mess is Cofield.
I think certainly not pretty is a good way to describe a lot of what's been going on in this second half. Shaq Bender bounce pass to Farrell driving baseline. He gives back out. Wide open 3. Majstorovic, no good. Long rebound comes out for Ward. 4-point lead for the Beach. Ward throws a lob. Cofield finishes on a lay. The Titans moving quickly onto the other end yet again, have trimmed the lead down to 2.
And a highlight play, a lob that comes from outside the 3-point line. The Beach only lead by 2.
Bender hesitates, gives it on a bounce to Majstorovic. Height advantage over Ward. He takes the midi. No good. Air ball was short that time. Henderson has the rebound. Outlet up the floor to Ward. He drives, goes up strong, finishes, plus a foul. Joshua Ward had a slow start to this game tonight, but he's heated up ever since. He's got 15 and will have a free throw to try and give the Titans the lead.
And just like that, the Titans are right back in it. We're tied, and Ward could take the lead here from the free throw line. He has been a revelation to close out this first half, and then here in the second. That time, out in transition, he runs the middle of the floor, notoriously a hard place to guard if you're on defense. Calls for the ball, gets downhill as he does so well, and can now take the Titans back into the lead. This team has refused to quit tonight in the Pyramid, and Long Beach State are going to need to fight back again.
Ward has made both free throws tonight, now makes a third. Isaiah Lewis went to the ground, was looking around trying to get a foul called against Kendrick De Luna, but the officials will not give him one. Cal State Fullerton going into a press here now. The Titans certainly have the momentum in the building.
And it's about time that Gavin Sykes got back on the board here. No points scored in the second half. He's played the majority of it. Under 9 to go now. Long Beach needs an offensive spark. Ram Diaz provided it a few minutes ago. Somebody needs to step up now.
Isaiah Lewis dribbling across, pressured by Williams. Moves to his left. Washington pops, then gives it right back. Isaiah Lewis passes to Shaq Bender. Wheel looks to his left and gives off to Shea Johnson. He finds Isaiah Lewis. Lewis moves to his right now. Dishes off to Washington. He takes the three. No good off the right side of the rim. Cofield has the rebound. Not a great possession that time for the Beach. Cofield moves to the left wing. Gives off to Ward. Now to De Luna. One dribble and he hands off to Williams. Almost lost it, but now it crosses over through the legs. Williams gives over to Joshua Ward. Crossover, spin move right into the key. Pump fake. Now goes to the corner for De Luna. He hands off to Cofield. Moves around the screen. Cofield crosses over. Driving baseline. Throws up a floater and gets it to fall through the contest of the 6'10" forward Shea Johnson Jr. Cofield able to put it in anyway. The Titans are ahead by 3.
It's their largest lead of the night at 70-67.
Shaq Bender moves around the screen. Finds Washington cutting to the basket. Spin move onto the block. Goes up strong. No good. Second chance goes up off the top of the backboard. Missed again. Then tips out of bounds on the baseline. It'll go back to the Titans. De La Cruz Monegro was fighting with Johnson Jr. for that board. We're going to head into the sub-8 media timeout with the Titans ahead by 3.
And Dallas Washington, the one to take the shot on back-to-back possessions for the Beach. Not really who you want with the ball in situations like this. Washington took a 3. He's only a 23% three-point shooter. Tried to get downhill and work on the undersized guard in a game where he hasn't scored yet. Long Beach trailed by 3, and the momentum firmly on the side of the visitors here tonight in the Pyramid. Fullerton have fought their way back in a season where they have not been great. Trailing at halftime, they've stormed back into the lead. We are set up for a great finish over these last 7.5 minutes.
It's been a back-and-forth game of runs in this second half. Fullerton has scored 9 straight points over the last 2 minutes to take a 70-67 lead. 7 minutes and 28 seconds to go on 22 West Radio. Long Beach State has led for 27 minutes. Cal State Fullerton only 2.5, but it's the Titans with a 3-point advantage. 7 minutes and 28 seconds to go. It's 70-67, Cal State Fullerton.
Speaking of advantages, over in Fullerton, an update from the women's game tonight. Long Beach State took a lead into halftime. Going into the fourth quarter, it's Fullerton 46, Long Beach State 42. In a season where Long Beach State women's basketball needs to stack late wins to make that Big West Championship tournament in Henderson.
Inbound to Christian Williams. 3-point lead for the Titans, and they've got the ball. He hands off to Joshua Ward just in front of the logo. Ward goes to De La Cruz Monegro on the right wing. De Luna clears out. De La Cruz Monegro looking into the post. Now goes to De Luna. Right block. De Luna backing down Shea Johnson Jr. Spin move. Gets it stripped, but then gets the ball back. Lewis went in there to poke it loose. Pass back up for Ward on the wing. He crosses over. Almost lost the handle. Crosses over again. Steps back. Takes the three. Fading away. And goes hard off the back iron. And then is tipped by Washington over to Lewis along the baseline.
And an awkward rebound. 3 black shirts inside the paint. Lewis comes away, and the Beach look to tie this game back up, trailing by 3.
Gavin Sykes up at the top. Drives and spins, then gets the ball poked loose. It's a steal for the Titans. Cofield gets fouled. We'll see if they call this a clear path. It was Sykes who grabbed him in transition. Looks like that's what Dedrick Taylor is trying to argue. Looks like they're just ruling it a regulation foul. Fullerton is already in the bonus, so it will be free throws either way for Bryce Cofield.
That's a tight call. Isaiah Lewis is also streaming down the court. Did not get in front of the ball handler, and Taylor is not too happy with the officials. Gavin Sykes was able to escape with just a common foul, and Fullerton can extend their lead here.
1-1 for Bryce Cofield, 61% free throw shooter so far in his freshman season. Cofield misses the first one off back iron. That's a huge miss to keep the game, to keep the deficit at 3. Shaq Bender handling the ball. Dallas Washington sets a screen on the right side. Bender drives to the block and lost it. It's a steal for Christian Williams as Bender kind of just gave it right to him. Williams drops back for De La Cruz Monegro. He gives off to Ward, swung over to Williams. He takes the 3. It's good. Christian Williams hits the triple. The Titans have their largest lead of the night at 6.
Williams way beyond the 3-point line. Why not let it fly? Hand in his face. Fullerton up by 5.
It's a 12-0 run for the Titans, and the Beach have not scored in nearly 4 minutes off the clock. Isaiah Lewis on the left wing, 6 minutes to go. Washington gives off to Gavin Sykes, then sets a screen. Sykes moves to his left, gives to Shea Johnson, now to Lewis. He takes the 3 from the left wing. It's good. Big 3 from Isaiah Lewis on another possession that had nothing really going for the Beach, but Lewis bails him out with a 3 at the end of the shot clock.
First shot Isaiah Lewis has taken here in the second half, and it's bottoms up.
Bryce Cofield crossover, driving on Shea Johnson. Goes up and under, but missed it and gets a foul. A bit of a late whistle. Shea Johnson with his palms up towards the sky. He didn't love the call. It'll be 2 free throws for Bryce Cofield.
And more whistles here after the fact.
Huddle coming up here. Is there a tech called against Gavin Sykes?
It's either Gavin Sykes or Shea Johnson Jr. who's been assessed a technical foul now for jawing at the officials after the call was made.
The Long Beach State coaching staff, Chris Acker and Anthony Santos, came off the bench, both yelling out towards the court, "What are you doing?" after the whistle blew for a tech. Definitely not something Long Beach can afford here, already trailing by 3.
A little bust up, it looks like, with Kendrick De Luna, who was also down low, leads to the foul. Then the tech is assessed after the fact. Officials going to review this very briefly to make sure there was no other unruly conduct.
We'll see if this tech stands up. I was trying to read the lips of John Jenkins Jr. as he came over to deliver some news to Chris Acker. It looked like he might have been saying that there wasn't a tech on the floor, but I know it looked like they assessed one, so we'll be waiting for this timeout to break to see what it looks like.
It was Deron White who assessed the technical foul. Always interesting to see how the official decide to assess, whether it's a full hand or a pinky. For White, it's 2 pointer fingers that make the T. And the call is now in. It looks like there's going to be a foul assessed on both teams here after the brief scuffle. Either way, though, the common foul does put Fullerton in the double bonus here for the final 5 minutes and 42 seconds.
73-70 Cal State Fullerton for now. There will be free throws for the Titans coming out of this timeout. The question will be whether it's 2 free throws and possession or just 2 free throws from the line for the Titans.
Bill Vinovich comes over to have a conference with his other officials, and now he's satisfied with the call. There will be free throws upcoming for Fullerton, who have equaled their largest lead of the night so far, up 73-70. Long Beach need to shake off this brief stoppage and get back to what they were doing in that first half, where they performed so well on the offensive end. They haven't fallen off a cliff here in the final 20 minutes, but they're going to need a solid 5.5 here to turn this game around.
It appears there's no technical, so they just called personal fouls in the scrum after the play was dead. It's 2 free throws for Cofield. He misses the first one. That's back-to-back misses now from the line for the freshman.
Looked like the technical foul had initially been assessed on Dallas Washington out of the scuffle and then rescinded. So Cofield will just be here in front of the student section shooting his free throws, then we should be back to the regular proceedings.
Cofield shooting his second free throw. Up and good this time. So it's a 4-point lead for the Titans. The student section back there was getting loud for that last one.
Long Beach will need to make some plays to get this crowd on their side. 2,000 fans in the building tonight. They're going to need something to cheer about with the Beach down by 4.
4-point lead for the Titans, 74-70. Isaiah Lewis on the left wing gives it on a bounce to Majstorovic in the post. He finds Gavin Sykes wrapping around to the top. Sykes screen on the right side from Levelon. Takes the straight on 3. It rims out. Ball tipped around a couple of times, but Henderson comes away with the rebound for Cal State Fullerton.
It's a 13-3 run for the Titans over the last 4 minutes now, as Gavin Sykes still scoreless in the second half.
Joshua Ward in front of the logo. Defense chant breaks out from the Long Beach bench. Ward still dribbling. Now gives off to Seaman. 7 to shoot as we eclipse 5 minutes to go. Henderson pump fakes, gives back out to Ward. 4 to shoot. He drives. Fadeaway jumper. No good. Air ball. But they're going to call a foul on the defensive glass against Leopold Levelon as the ball flew over the rim on the shot from Ward. Levelon with a push of Seaman. It's going to give the Titans a fresh 20.
And that's just an unforced error. Levelon has the box out. He has leverage. He doesn't need to make a play like that in a position where he will come down with the rebound off the air ball. A little too handsy, though. A few elbows fly. And now it's 2 more free throws for the Titans.
It's Jefferson De La Cruz Monegro to take them. First free throw up and good. This is the first time he's gone to the line tonight.
De La Cruz Monegro spent last year at Valparaiso. Averaged 10 points a game. Led Valparaiso, though, to the semifinals of the Missouri Valley Conference Tournament as the 11th seed. The first time that's happened in Missouri Conference Valley history. Brought into this program by Dedrick Taylor because of his experience, because he's battle-tested. He has been really good this season. He's also made 14, 15, now 16 straight free throws.
He's into double digits with 10 points now. It's a 76-70 lead for the Titans. 4 minutes and 50 seconds left. Isaiah Lewis up at the top. Gavin Sykes comes to get the ball. Sykes now gives off to Leopold Levelon. Right wing, Levelon gets it poked loose, scrambles to get there, and will go out of bounds. Good active hands from Landon Seaman, but the ball stays with the Beach.
And De La Cruz Monegro is fired up, yelling at Landon Seaman to get more of those plays. And now timeout called by Chris Acker. Long Beach trailing now by 6. Fullerton still in the double bonus. And Long Beach needs to find a way back into this game and fast.
76-70. Chris Acker calls timeout. They're staying out a 30-second timeout. So we'll stay here on the air. 15-3 run for Cal State Fullerton over the last almost 5 minutes now. It's been all Titans, and the Beach just have been completely shut down on offense.
Yeah, the Titans have really sucked the air out of this building, right? It's a completely different feeling than what we went into halftime with when the Beach were up by 7. Fullerton has 4 players in double figures, and it's been the bench leading the way for the Titans tonight. Their first 16 points came off the bench after their starters couldn't get it done in the first 2 minutes. Long Beach State has also looked for production around the floor. Majstorovic has 20, but he's been relatively quiet here in the second half. Bender has 12, and really somebody needs to step up. In most situations early on in the season, you would say it's Gavin Sykes, but he's also scoreless here in the second half. Chris Acker's going to need his guys to step up here in a big way down the stretch. Less than 5 to go, down by 6. What you got, Long Beach?
Something else to watch. 2 players with 4 personals. Gavin Sykes drives and gets a foul. Really 2 free throws for Sykes. He's not one of the guys in foul trouble. Leopold Levelon and Isaiah Lewis both 1 foul away from fouling out. Gavin Sykes getting to go to the line here for 2 shots.
Gavin Sykes, when he's been 100% this season, has been outstanding. He's already broken a couple of records. Before he got injured, he scored 34 points against Cal State Northridge in Northridge, breaking the single-game freshman scoring record.
For Long Beach State, that is. Sykes makes the first free throw. It still has looked like he's playing through that ankle throughout this game and in the second half. Makes both free throws here, so he's got 9 points now tonight, but has not looked like he's at his regular scoring ability. 76-72 in the lead for Cal State Fullerton. Under 4.5 to play. Joshua Ward drives with the left hand. Throws it right up and in. Just a quick drive, goes right around Isaiah Lewis on the wing.
Little turn and burn action, and Fullerton are back up by 6.
78-72. Pass to Rob Diaz on the left wing. He gives the Levelon right at the top of the key. Seaman swiping at him. Levelon now picks up his dribble, trying to get to Masturovic. Gets it there on a bounce. Pedar up at the top of the key, gives to Isaiah Lewis. 8 to shoot. Lewis is going to take the 3. It's good. Isaiah Lewis with a big triple, his second tonight.
Lewis, one of those players working on 4 fouls, rolls around the screen at the top, lets one fly. And deficit is only 3 now for Long Beach. 78-75, Titans lead.
Henderson up top, gives to Ward, straight on 3, no good, hit hard on the front of the rim, and Levelon has the rebound for Long Beach State. They push the pace. Diaz drives right into the paint, throws it up, off the glass, and good. Chris Acker can't believe there wasn't a foul. There was a lot of contact down there, but the finish for Diaz gets it down to a 1-point deficit.
Diaz only has eyes for the bucket as he runs out in transition. Gets the pass from Levelon and then runs about 70 feet from end to end. Cuts the deficit to 1. And if Rob Diaz is going to make plays like that, the Beach are certainly going to have a chance here with just over 3 to go.
Dedrick Taylor is going to take a timeout now as the Titans were setting up their offense. 19 seconds left on the shot clock. 3 minutes and 18 left in the game. It's 78-77 Titans.
Rob Diaz, the third, transfer out of Cal Poly Humboldt, had 18 points against UC San Diego, but crucially missed the game-tying 3 at the buzzer, trying to make better memories here in the Pyramid in his 12th straight start for the Beach.
Long Beach State has lost 5 straight games, trying to break a streak here on their home court. They've led for the majority of this game, but the Titans are ahead for now. 78-77. Titans call timeout, and we'll have a good finish coming up on 22 West Radio. Play about to resume here. 78-77, Cal State Fullerton. 3 minutes and 18 seconds left. You can circle back to that play a few minutes ago when there was some confusion on the technical fouls called on the floor. What it wound up being was offsetting technical fouls. They did call the tech against Dallas Washington for Long Beach State, but there was also one issued against Cal State Fullerton.
So we misspoke. Dallas Washington did indeed get a technical foul, but so did Kendrick De Luna. That's why there was free throw shot and then play resumed. Offsetting penalties means play goes on, and the Beach are going to need something special here down the stretch. Down by 1 in the bonus. They're going to defend tightly off the inbound here as Fullerton look to extend their lead.
Inbound goes into the backcourt. 18 seconds for Fullerton to work with on their possession. Williams gives to Seaman on a bounce. Seaman signs Ward back cutting. He goes to the corner. They swing to the wing. All the way to Williams on the left side. His 3, no good, off the right side of the rim. Ooh, that was close. Could have been a foul on Gavin Sykes as he pushed off on the rebound, but play goes on. Under 3 minutes to go. Isaiah Lewis in front of the logo. Beach trailing by 1. Gavin Sykes comes up to the high post to get a pass. Now goes out of the triple threat. Couple jab steps. One dribble. His shot is good. Through a tight contest of Bryce Cofield. Gavin Sykes able to finish. Now Lewis pokes it out of bounds off of Ward. It's a turnover for Cal State Fullerton in their backcourt. Joshua Ward wants a review, but the call on the floor is the ball going back to the beach.
And Gavin Sykes.
They're not going to review it.
Gavin Sykes, sweet as syrup, gets the jumper to fall. And then off the inbound, Ward just mishandles. Lewis pokes it loose, and now it looks like Dedrick Taylor wants a review.
He's changing his mind. He walked onto the floor and said, absolutely not. Then it looked like he walked back out and said, I'm going to take this review. And I think I read his lips saying as a timeout. But Cal State Fullerton is going to be challenging the play. It was right in the backcourt that as the inbound went to Joshua Ward, Isaiah Lewis sprinted in there and poked it out of bounds. The question is whether it hit Ward again before going out on the sideline.
And what a sequence for the Beach. They get a stop on the defensive end on the Williams three. Mastorovic comes away with the rebound. No whistles blow off of some hard contact on the block. The Beach go end to end. Gavin Sykes gets to his spot, lets one fly, buries it, and then immediately the Beach recuperate. Full court press off the inbound and force what looks like a turnover. It's a 7-0 run over the last minute and 13. And just like that, Long Beach retakes the lead. This game is far from over. We're in for some more wild swings. But Long Beach State make a few clutch plays, and that's going to prove to be the difference as we edge closer to the end of these thoroughly entertaining 40 minutes of basketball.
It's been a completely different tale for these two teams over their last 5 games, starting with that matchup between the two in Orange County. Cal State Fullerton has won 4 of their last 5 coming into tonight. Long Beach State has lost their last 5 times out. This was a huge game for the Beach to come back out against their biggest rival in the Titans and get back into the win column on their home floor. For now, it's a 1-point lead, 79-78. Long Beach State trying to hold on here in the second half after they were in control through much of this game. The Titans have not made it easy.
Yeah, this really feels like a linchpin kind of game for the season, Bruce. In Fullerton, it felt like Long Beach State didn't play their best. Gavin Sykes gets injured. You lose 5 straight, their longest losing streak of this season, and things are looking down, they're looking dour. But if you win tonight against your rivals in your home gym, all of a sudden that momentum gets flipped on its head. After tonight, Long Beach has crucial games coming up against UC Davis and UC Irvine and CSUN. The back half of that 3-game stretch are at home. These are big games for Long Beach, who need to make that conference tournament. After last season's disappointing 15-game losing streak, you feel that if Long Beach loses, they could be destined for the same fate.
The review is ongoing here. They're given plenty of time to look at it. A 7-0 run for Long Beach State has them ahead by 1 point. This will be a huge call coming out of the timeout to find out who gets the ball with 2 minutes and 43 seconds to go.
Yeah, and for Dedrick Taylor, he's going to lean on one of his tailor-made truths here. Number 9, be where your feet are. Dedrick Taylor, if you go onto his Twitter, he's got all these sayings, all these things that he lives and coaches by. Number 9, be where your feet are. It's easy to chase what's next and miss what's now. Great coaching happens in the present, not the potential. Fullerton have played great over the last few games. One of the hottest teams in the Big West, their chemistry is off the charts. They can't be focused on what's been past and what's coming in the future. They need to focus right now on these final 2 minutes and 43 seconds. They've played well. They played their way back into this game in a season where they've only won 2 games when they've trailed at halftime. Taylor is telling his team right now to stay focused, stay composed. Not only is this big for them tonight, but throughout the rest of their season. Remember, they went 1-19 last year in the midst of an incredible turnaround in a season where they were picked to finish 11th out of 11 teams. Right now, they 6-6. A win for the Titans tonight would also be huge.
It is a great result for the Titans on the review. Ball goes to Cal State Fullerton, a successful challenge. So Isaiah Lewis was not able to force turnover that he thought he did on the floor. 1 point lead for Long Beach State. The Titans get it back.
79-78. Fasten your seatbelts. Here we go.
It's a full court press for Long Beach State, but now they're directing to back Leopold Levelon out of it. And Gavin Sykes, some confusion as the Beach all look over towards the bench. They are going to fully back out of the press. Inbound pass goes to Christian Williams. He dribbles across through the legs and hands off to Joshua Ward. Ward with 18 points tonight. Moves around a screen to his right. Got the switch on to Mastorovic. Passes over to the left side. Taylor Cruz Monegro squared up on Isaiah Lewis. Now driving around Petar Mastorovic. Hesitates on the right wing. Crosses over. Drives into the key. Picks up his dribble. Steps through. Fadeaway jumper. No good off the front of the rim. Petar secures the rebound for the Beach.
Mastorovic, solid defense on a night where he only has 1 foul working against his line. Right that the big man isn't in foul trouble. He's played solid defense tonight. Gives the Beach a chance to extend their lead now.
Isaiah Lewis gives off to Mastorovic. He goes into the post for Gavin Sykes. 14 to shoot. 2 minutes left. Sykes, fadeaway jumper, hits hard, hits twice, no good. Offensive rebound, level on, gets it taken right away, but De La Cruz Monegro didn't even leave his feet, just took the ball right from him. Pass from Williams goes up to Cofield, moves around a screen to his right into the key. Crosses over, steps through, layup hard off the glass and good. What a finish from the freshman Bryce Cofield.
Cofield has 18. What a finish.
Broke a 7-0 scoring run for the Beach and put the Titans back ahead by 1. 80-79, minute and a half to go. Gavin Sykes passes to Majstorovic, squared up in the short corner on the left side. Now goes back to the basket, steps into the key. Layup off the glass is good. Pedar has 22, and the Beach are back ahead by 1. Cofield quickly on the other end. Spin move right around the free throw line. Now gives back to De Luna. He passes over to Williams, moves around the screen. Williams steps back, passes over to the wing. Wide open three. Cofield spots up, lets it fly. No good. Air ball. And the ball gets lost out of bounds, but they're calling a foul. Pedar Majstorovic gets called for a foul. It was Ward that snuck around him, and Pedar gets called for a push. The Titans will have another chance.
Oh, there's nothing that hurts worse as a big man than seeing an air ball fall right into your arms, and a sneaky little guard comes right up behind you and pokes it loose. Majstorovic gets caught unaware and called for the foul. Cofield gets to laugh about his air ball now because the Titans are going to head to the line to shoot too. But a wide open look goes awry for the man who has 18 points tonight. And the Titans still come away with an opportunity to take the lead.
Jefferson De La Cruz Monegro shooting 2. Titans in the double bonus. He's an 89% free throw shooter on the year, one of the best in the Big West as he knocks down the first one.
Second best to be exact. He's now hit 17 straight free throws across his last 3 games. His second longest streak of the season. His other, a game where he hit 14 free throws in a single game against UC Santa Barbara.
81-81. Huge free throw from De La Cruz Monegro, and he knocks it down. The Titans are back ahead by a point, 82-81. Long Beach State will now call timeout with 1 minute and 5 seconds to go.
All tied up from the free throw line. Long Beach has seen this story before, and it was only a few days ago in La Jolla that the Titans of UC San Diego were able to put Long Beach State away from the free throw line late on. Long Beach didn't score in that game over the last 3 minutes. The offense went stone cold quiet. The Titans, for their credit, didn't do too much either, but they made stops on the defensive end. Hopefully Long Beach State have learned from that result. There need to be plays drawn up in this huddle, as Long Beach will have 2 timeouts at their disposal. This timeout called by Dedrick Taylor. The Titans have just 1. Chris Acker has been in so many of these situations this season and last, with the Beach needing big plays over the last 60 or so seconds to get themselves back into the game. Hopefully he's learned, hopefully this team has learned that they are capable of winning and making the big shots down the stretch.
Long Beach had a couple of close losses down the stretch at the very beginning of the season. That was something that they turned around as the year went on, and that was when the season felt really good. They won 3 straight close games against Cal State Bakersfield, UC Riverside, and CSUN, but then have lost 5 straight as they've gone back to their woes with finishing games. 1 point lead for Cal State Fullerton, 1 minute and 5 seconds to go. The Beach with the ball. Isaiah Lewis across the half-court stripe, dribbling just in front of the logo. Passes off to Pedar Majstorovic. 5 points in the second half for Pedar. Gives it on a bounce to Sykes. Jab step in the triple threat. Now he goes back to the basket. Pushing off of Cofield. Sykes now moves out beyond the 3-point line. Screen from Majstorovic. Sykes dribbling with the left hand. Goes up, floater off the glass, and he gets a foul. It'll be 2 free throws for the true freshman, Gavin Sykes.
And Gavin Sykes wants the ball in his hands in a moment like this. Came into this game after missing 3 straight from that ankle injury. Exited early in the first half. Headed back to the locker room. Came right back. And has put in an absolute shift. 32 minutes for the true freshman. That ankle being healed up by the adrenaline pumping through his veins. With the Beach in the bonus, he'll have a 1-and-1. He could put Long Beach State back in the lead here with 42.5 to go.
There were some words that Isaiah Lewis was being given. There's a little scrum with Kendrick De Luna again there, but no technicals issued. Gavin Sykes misses the first free throw. It was short. So now he'll shoot 1 more to try and tie the game up.
His first miss from the charity stripe tonight. He has 11 points. He's 4 of 8 from the field.
Makes the second one. So we're tied 82-82, and now Chris Acker calls timeout.
And a bit of an exasperated sigh from Gavin Sykes as he heads back to the huddle, and he limps back, in fact, as that adrenaline might be starting to wear off. Gavin Sykes is going to be a big part of this offense throughout the final half of this season. He needs to be healthy, but he also wants to be on the floor for these final 42.5 seconds. For Cal State Fullerton, here's the strategy. You're in the double bonus. Why not get fouled and head to the free throw line where you've been so successful tonight? Fullerton, 14 of 18 from the charity stripe. They have been efficient in this second half.
Cal State Fullerton has one foul to give before Long Beach State enters the double bonus, but both teams will be shooting free throws on fouls from here on out. 42.5 seconds left, all tied, 82-82. The Titans with the ball.
And if you're Dedrick Taylor, drawing up a play here, you're going to want to put the ball in the hands of the man who has scored more than any other Titan this season. It's Joshua Ward, who has 18 points tonight, who is 7 of 17 from the field and perfect from the charity stripe. Titans can hurt you in a variety of different ways. They're going to look to spread the wealth on offense. They have time. They have the shot clock in their favor. Here with 42 seconds to go, it's a 12-second difference between the shot and game clock.
82-82, 42.5 seconds left. Long Beach in a press. Fullerton looking to inbound. They get to Williams in the backcourt, and Long Beach backs out of it. Got a 13-second difference between the shot and game clocks. Ward dribbling to the right side of the logo. Pressured by Isaiah Lewis. 4 personals for Lewis. Ward with 18 points, letting some time come off the clock. Now Fullerton gets the move in off the ball. Ward still dribbling, now drives with the right hand, right around a couple defenders. Goes up strong, gets blocked by Shea Johnson Jr. Did they call a foul? They called a foul. The building erupted thinking it was a block, but it's a push going against Shea Johnson Jr. Long Beach's bench cannot believe it, but it's free throws coming up for the Titans.
This whistle comes with so much controversy. Shea Johnson Jr. hanging out in the paint, goes straight up. I don't know if he makes contact with the ball so much as Joshua Ward loses control. A really big call for the officials to make. And here goes Joshua Ward with 2 free throws and a chance to put the Titans ahead. The sandpit's going to get loud for this one.
Joshua Ward, 73% on the season. He makes the first one. So the Titans are back ahead by 1. 16.8 seconds left. The Beach bring back in Gavin Sykes and Shaquille Bender off the bench.
So it's a small lineup here for the Beach. Isaiah Lewis, Gavin Sykes, Shaquille Bender, Leopold Levelon, and Petr Mastorovic. 1 timeout to burn for Chris Hacker.
Joshua Ward shooting a second free throw.
Fullerton want to bring Bryce Cofield back into the fray as well, replacing Jaden Henderson, who has been kept relatively quiet tonight, just 5 points as he heads back to the bench.
1 point lead for the Titans. Joshua Ward shooting another free throw. Fielding gets loud again, and he makes it again. It's 20 points now on the night for Joshua Ward, and the Beach will immediately call their final timeout. 84-82, Cal State Fullerton ahead by a pair. Chris Acker will try and drop a play to get the Beach back tied or in the lead.
Yeah, it looks like both teams tried to call a timeout after that free throw was made. Dedrick Taylor wants his final full timeout, and I think Bill Vinovich is going to give it to him. Chris Acker also signaled that he wanted a break. So now Fullerton are out of timeouts. Long Beach State still has 1 to burn, and this is crucial. 16.8 seconds on the clock. Long Beach can advance it into the front court and take another timeout, or they can let the clock run out and take a timeout only if necessary. 16 seconds, and now the question is, who do you put the ball in the hands of? Petr Mastorovic, who has 22 points tonight, but has not put up too many numbers in the second half, only 5, or do you put it in the hands of Gavin Sykes, the freshman phenom who has 12, but who has been the go-to guy in these situations, or a guy like Shaq Bender, who over his last 2 games has put up 22 points in 2 performances, but fumbled the ball late on against Hawaii, costing the Beach a chance at a comeback win in the second half. So many decisions to make, but Mastorovic and Sykes, really the go-to guys in this situation for Chris Acker, are staring intently at the huddle right now as the head coach draws up a play.
The shot clock is off for the rest of the second half. 16.8 seconds to go. Long Beach trailing by 2. The 15-mile rivalry is coming down to the wire here in the Pyramid. 16.8 on the clock. It's the Titans ahead, 84-82.
This will invoke a few memories for Long Beach State, most notably when they were down by 17 against UC Santa Barbara, had a chance to tie or take the lead at the buzzer, drew up a well-designed play for Petar Mastorovic that clanged off the side iron. They're attacking that same direction now, the right side of the floor, and the 5 on the floor remain the same. Levelon, Sykes, Mastorovic, Lewis, and Bender for the Beach.
It'll be Bender walking back to inbound. Cal State Fullerton in a press.
For the Titans, it's Ward, Williams, Cofield, DeLuna.
They allow the inbound pass to go into Isaiah Lewis. He dribbles across the half-court line. 12 on the clock. Lewis looking over towards Sykes. They're denying the ball there. Now he gets it to him. Cofield guarding Sykes. 6 to shoot. Sykes steps back and lost the ball out of bounds. He couldn't get the shot away. It's a turnover for Gavin Sykes. And with 4.3 seconds left, Chris Acker will call his final timeout.
Unbelievable.
Chris Acker is going to say instead that he's challenging, just hoping for a tip from Cal State Fullerton, but it didn't look like there was one.
Gavin Sykes, ball in his hands, dribbles towards the baseline on the right-hand side. 3 gray jerseys around him. Takes his eye off the ball, and as he goes to elevate, the ball is nowhere to be found.
And it absolutely just looks like that he's not moving like he normally does. Everything about that drive, he just looks uncomfortable on that right ankle, and he couldn't corral the ball, lost it out on the baseline. Chris Acker is challenging, so the Beach hoping that maybe Cal State Fullerton got a tip there before it went out of bounds.
And also the decision from Long Beach State to see Gavin Sykes in the corner, triple teamed and not call a timeout. I know it happens in a split second, but Gavin Sykes was really going nowhere on that possession. And it's very reminiscent of what we just saw in La Jolla a few days ago. Rob Diaz isolated at the top of the key, down by 3. A high screen and roll comes, but it's too late, and the point guard is forced to chuck up a long 3 at the buzzer. That possession was really going nowhere for the Beach. Nobody besides Gavin Sykes was moving off the ball. And now with Fullerton in the double bonus, the goal has to be to force a turnover and chuck up a shot, because if you send Fullerton to the line, they're getting 2 free throws. They can really put the nail in the coffin from the charity stripe.
The call on the floor is going to stand. So it's Cal State Fullerton ball from their own baseline. 4.3 on the clock. Long Beach will have to try and force a turnover and foul immediately if the Titans are able to get the ball in.
And really, it's about who do you foul. Don't foul Jefferson De La Cruz Monegro. He's the second most efficient free throw shooter in the Big West.
I have to imagine that's where the Titans will try to get the ball. It's going to be Jefferson De La Cruz Monegro inbounding. That's a bit of a surprise.
Titans also bring back Bailey Nunn to the fray, an 86% free throw shooter. Their top 5 free throw shooters are on the floor right now. The goal is to just get the ball in.
Inbound goes to Ward, and he gets immediately fouled. Looks like that the Beach were trying to say that he didn't foul him, but Bill Vinovich blew the whistle right away. I don't know what the argument would be there from Long Beach State. 3.6 seconds left. Walking down to the other end of the floor for 2 free throws as Joshua Ward looks to put the game away.
Yeah, Ward, who just made 2 free throws a few trips down the floor ago on the season, a 73% free throw shooter. Chris Acker looks like he was arguing that Ward might have stepped out of bounds on the pressure from Mastorovic.
Either that or that the Beach just wanted to force a turnover there, but not enough time left to really do that. Bill Vinovich is going to call for an official review, trying to satisfy Acker with the plea that the foul wasn't issued yet. 84 to 82, Cal State Fullerton ahead by a pair. 3.6 seconds left on the clock. And at this point for Long Beach State, even if this call gets overturned, I think that is probably worse. There's just not enough time left on the clock to try and have Fullerton inbound again and then foul again. Even if you get the steal, it's going to be tough to get a shot away.
Well, don't rain on the parade just yet. 3.6 seconds on the clock. Ward could always miss one. The Beach get a long 3.
They did put a couple tenths back on, so it's 3.9 now on the clock.
The game is not over, but it's the Titans who have the hammer ready, the nail driven into the wood. They haven't closed the coffin just yet, Bruce.
3.9 seconds on the clock. Joshua Ward to step up to the free throw line. He's hit all 5 free throws that he's shot tonight. 73% on the season. It's Cal State Fullerton's leading scorer with 20 points so far in this one. Ward's first free throw up and good. So now with this next one, hell of a chance to ice the game.
This is where the sandpit's going to need to get loud. Ward shooting in front of the student section here.
Instead, it feels like uncomfortable tension more than noise in the pyramid. Ward's second free throw up and good. The Titans extend their lead to 4. 3.9 seconds left, 86-82. The Titans ahead, and now the only objective for Cal State Fullerton is absolutely do not foul the shooter.
And Ward already celebrates towards the traveling Fullerton contingent.
Beach inbound in the backcourt. Bender dribbles across, now throws the ball towards the center of the court. He was trying to go up and hope to get some contact, try to pass out of it when he didn't. To steal for the Titans at the buzzer. 86-82, Cal State Fullerton comes on the road and completes the season sweep of Long Beach State.
And it all falls down at the worst possible time for Long Beach State. Long Beach were ahead by 12 in the first half with just over 2 minutes to go. Fullerton going a little bit of a run late on, and then in the second half, Fullerton turn on the Jets, take a lead late, and then push further on. This is a huge loss for Long Beach State. Now they're 6th straight.
The Beach dropped to 8 and 17 overall, 4 and 9 now in conference play. It's really not where I think anyone envisioned in this building where the Beach would be after they won that game at Cal State Northridge back on January 17th. It was less than a month ago, and it felt like things were really looking up for this group. Now they've lost their six games since, including some really tough finishes. Their last game out at UC San Diego had a feeling like this one of being winnable, and then now today, Long Beach State was ahead for the vast majority of this game, but Cal State Fullerton pulls away at the end and wins 86-82.
Yeah, we can take you around the Big West as well, because Long Beach will certainly be scoreboard watching tonight. Hawaii takes down Cal State Bakersfield as expected. UC Santa Barbara comes back and handles business against UC Riverside. And the big result, Cal Poly erases a late second half deficit to take down UC Irvine 79-73. And that loss tonight from Long Beach, paired with a win from Cal Poly, now furthers the gap between the 6th and 9th seeds in the conference.
If you're a Long Beach State fan listening at home, that is killer. UC Irvine entered the day tied for first place in the Big West, but Cal Poly comes back to upset them as Long Beach State suffers a late comeback from the Titans to fall here at home. So that gap now grows to a game and a half for Long Beach State as they try and chase down that 8th seed.
And it has gone final in Fullerton as well. Long Beach State women's basketball, who led at halftime, fall by 8 to the hands of the Titans, 70-62 the final score. So it's a double sweep for Fullerton. The men's and women's basketball teams both triumphant. The Beach lose both season series at the hands of their 15-mile rivals.
Tough day in the LBC. 86-82, Cal State Fullerton beats Long Beach State and completes the season sweep. That'll do it for us here at the Pyramid. For JayDe Beaudry next to me, Alex Prado on the board, and the rest of our 22 West Sports crew, I'm Bruce Kuntz, and this has been Long Beach State men's basketball on 22 West Radio, broadcasting live at 88.1 FM KKJZ HD3 Long Beach. We'll be back on the air tomorrow at 6 o'clock for the Dirtbags baseball season opener against San Jose State. Hope you'll join us for that. Thanks for listening to this one.